Nerd Nugget of the week.
That's the sound that we're doing, Jake?
Yeah, I just made it up. New jingle.
Okay.
That was the...
It's like the breaking news jingle.
What instrument was that?
I don't know. It's just like when you watch TV, it's like...
Is that the sound that they used to make when like knights would come into the arena to
I just thought of it and made
I'm
it
mad
up.
that I was drinking some water and I couldn't react. On today's part of my take, we have Andrew Whitworth and Ryan Fitzpatrick in studio. We're going to talk Week 11 picks and preview. We also are going to talk about the end of the Bengals season, Thursday Night Football, the first one that we were very excited for, and it was a bummer. So we got a lot of show, though. Great show, Friday show. Get you ready for the weekend. It's brought to you by our friends at Duracell. Few sports are more technically demanding than auto racing. Because of those standards, Williams Racing only trusts one brand of batteries, Duracell. You may not think you need the same level of performance in your batteries until you do. That's because Duracell, hold on, let me get the hat.
It's a funny hat because it's bigger than a normal hat.
That's because Duracell is engineered for more and a proud partner of Williams Racing. If you want tickets to see Williams Racing at next year's Miami race, we're giving away the ultimate experience, race tickets, paddock club passes, meet and greet, one driver, and way more. Visit Duracell, MiamiExperience.com/barstool to enter. Also, shout out Duracell for just being the best battery. That's just a fact.
It's a great hat.
They are the best batteries in the world. I use Duracell for all my kids' toys, for everything around the house. Duracell never lets me down, and it's a great hat. Look at this hat.
I use them for remotes because you can't have a remote going dead.
No, that's a fact. Duracell, Williams Racing, thank you to Duracell, the number one battery, pardon my take. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Friday, November 17th, and the Bengals season is over. That was a bummer.
It was a bummer. On Drone Thursday, nonetheless.
Oh, my God. It was
the pageantry was incredible from the NFL. We had Obama remote controlling a army of drones. I think we had two that crashed.
Yeah, there was two drone delays. Mark Andrews went out. Lamar Jackson got his ankle rolled up on, and then Joe Burrow looks to be out for a very long time. It's a UCL injury. Couldn't grip the football. Just the biggest bummer. Like, I sat there and I was like, we've dealt with so many quarterback injuries this year, and the Bengals have no margin for error because of the way they started their season. And now it looks like we will not get the Bengals or Joe Burrow, more importantly, Joe Burrow, in the playoffs and get to see what they could do. It's a complete and utter bummer.
Yeah, it's a huge night for as a blank fan. I'm seeing a lot of as a Ravens fan, I'm sorry to see what's happened to Joe Burrow. As an avid Steelers fan, I'm sorry to see what happened to Joe Burrow. Just support pouring out from across the league. It's touching to see that.
Yes. Actually, as we were taping this, Jake Browning did score a touchdown. Yeah. So Jake Browning, the future.
And unfortunately for the Bengals, RG3 has already committed himself to trying out for the Browns if they'll have him.
Yeah.
So he put his name in the hat for that. Although there was a picture of Joe Flacco on an airplane going up to Cleveland. What a story that would be, huh?
Oh.
If Joe Flacco came in, handed the ball off for 90% of the time, threw 12 passes a game, and the Browns won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I think that's what I'm rooting for now.
Yes. It would be incredible, but yeah, we have to come to grips with no Joe Burrow probably for a long time. It does feel like he's going to be out for a while. Like the body language, he was pissed. I think they showed him on the sideline coming out of the half talking to Sam Hubbard. He was like, "Can you go?" And he's like, "Nope." And he had a mysterious wrist brace on that the Bengals social media team accidentally tweeted out, and Chris Long did a great job. He actually found the play from last week, play 2. He got squished by a lineman, And so Chris was all on top of that, found it. And then so he might have had a pre-existing injury to that hand. He re-injured it or injured it further. And then we got our favorite guy, Mike Florio, who will be on the show on Tuesday. We figured Thanksgiving, got to have your crazy uncle that you don't really agree with, but you love anyway. So Florio will be on the show next week. But Florio said, meanwhile, the NFL injury reporting system is a joke, as evidenced by Burrow's wrist injury being hidden. The joke will be on the NFL when Congress calls a hearing or prosecutor convenes a grand jury.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
I would love to see that. I love it when Mike really sinks his teeth into a story and thinks way, way outside the box. And listen, if Congress got their act together and brought Roger Goodell under testimony and just grilled him about the injury reporting process, I actually think that would have bipartisan support.
Yeah.
I think everyone can get behind that. There's only a few common enemies that we have left in America. There's the NCAA, there's Roger Goodell. We used to have Osama bin Laden, but the events of the last couple of days, I'm not so sure about it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to get people behind you, just bring Roger Goodell up and make him testify under oath.
Yes.
You said Chris Long was the one that found that?
Yeah, Chris Long found it.
Chris Long?
Chris Long.
Like tape study Chris Long?
Chris Long he saw the picture of Joe Burrow that was deleted, and he went back to the Texans game, and he found it. Play 2 in the Texans game. He got smushed in a bang-bang play with his offensive lineman, and you can see Joe Burrow shaking the hand on play 2.
Chris Long, your number one source for right-wing news.
Yeah, he got it. Dude, he did the work. So, yeah, as for the Ravens, so Joe Burrow doesn't play defense. The Bengals defense have their own issues. I know the game flow changes when Joe Burrow's not in the game, but the Ravens offense looked awesome.
Yeah, they look really good.
And a banged up Lamar. We're doing it.
Lamar went down a couple times where it looked like old Lamar would have been able to keep running. So I don't think he's going to be 100%
He was
healthy.
protecting himself, it felt like, but he was throwing the ball around the yard.
Odell Beckham looks good.
116 yards for him. They were running the ball. They had the Ravens are like all the way back where they now have many backs who can get you yards.
Yeah.
And they said, Keaton Mitchell, Gus Edwards, and Lamar Jackson all running. Did Justice Hill score a touchdown? No, he didn't.
This might be
He came in for a play. I don't know if he scored a touchdown.
You remember a couple years ago when every Raven got hurt? I know it happens every year. But,
yes.
But a couple years ago, it was like weeks 1 and 2 were just crazy for him. At the time, towards the end of the season, we're like, holy shit, are the Ravens actually just geniuses by getting all their injuries out of the way early?
Best free agency signings is getting a guy back from the IR.
So are the Ravens going to be peaking at exactly the right time?
We'll see what happens with Mark Andrews. Hopefully that's not a long-term issue because he is very important to their offense. That first drive, they marched right down the field.
Yeah. Why do you think Mark Andrews doesn't necessarily get as much credit as like a Travis Kelce?
Because Travis Kelce's better?
Yeah, that's probably true. But Mark Andrews is pretty damn good.
He is very good.
I think he's underrated, actually.
I would agree too. I also didn't realize until like a few weeks ago that he's a diabetic and has to get his insulin tested every time he comes off the field.
Are you serious?
Did you know
on
that?
The sidelines?
Yes. There was I think it was maybe inside the NFL. He was mic'd up. Every time he comes off, he has to get his test to see where his insulin levels are.
That's great.
Crazy. So yeah, the Ravens look good though. The Ravens look good, and I'm just bummed about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks a lot.
For a fan of football, it's just bad. It's bad because you want to see the game is more fun when Joe Burrow is playing because he's awesome.
Yeah, and now maybe we'll get to when we do our weekend preview. We got an all-time memes desperation spin zone, but memes. Maybe there's a spot open. You got to just jump like 6 teams. Maybe there's a spot open.
Gotta win Sunday.
All right, we'll get to that. All right, let's do it. Let's get to all of our picks and preview. We're going to talk about every single game on Sunday. And then we got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andrew Whitworth, and Fyre Fest of the week taking into the weekend. Okay, week 11 picks and preview time. It is brought to you by our friends at Uber Eats. Delivered with Uber Eats. It's football season, and you can get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get my power rankings delivered, but you can get Pardon My Cheesesteaks delivered. A live dog? No, but pet supplies for Blake and Stella? Yes. A 6-pack of abs? Definitely no, but a 6-pack of beer? Uber Eats can get you that. There you have it. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL Alcohol in select markets 21 plus to order. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Uber Eats, get almost anything. Order now with Uber Eats. It's all delivered with Uber Eats. We use Uber Eats whenever we're getting food. I'm probably going to get some milkshakes tonight delivered with Uber Eats. So get almost anything. Order now with Uber Eats. Okay, boys. Week 11. Maybe not the greatest card ever. We do have the Monday night game. The Eagles and the Chiefs. Super Bowl rematch. Everything else, there's some good games. I actually am going to say maybe this is going to be our chaos week in the witching hour.
I was looking at the schedule, and on paper, nothing that really jumps out to me of being like, oh, god damn, I can't wait to see that game during the day. But we're getting great primetime games, so let's not forget that.
Yep.
And you know that some of these games are going to have very surprise endings to them. Like, there are going to be some teams that get upset this weekend.
Yes. There's going to be some stupid shit that happens, so let's jump into it. We'll get to our picks later, but let's start with the best early game because it means the most in terms of the AFC North, the playoff picture. All 4 teams in the AFC North right now are in the playoffs. The Bengals are not, which that was stupid of me because we just watched Bengals-Ravens. You heard us talk about it. But let's get to it. Steelers at Browns. Deshaun Watson out for the year. DTR starting, who is not good. I know that PJ Walker's also not good. And I guess I could see the reasoning of like, hey, you want to see what you got with the young guy? But DTR's not good.
He's fun. He's definitely fun.
In a bad way if you're a Browns fan.
Like he throws the ball backwards. But I think first things first, we should talk about the injury to Deshaun Watson because this sounds like he's the toughest guy on planet Earth, according to his agent that texted Tom Pelissero. So according to old TP, he said Watson wanted to be shot up in an attempt to play through his shoulder and ankle injuries. He also reported that Watson received multiple medical opinions, and they told him if he took a hit to the same spot, his shoulder could fall apart.
I love it.
His shoulder could disintegrate. His shoulder could explode.
Broken.
It's broken.
His body would be broken.
It's like Juju's knee, right?
Yeah.
It could just disintegrate at any given time.
Which, by the way, that we're still waiting.
It could happen at any second.
Anytime.
That's the thing about it. But with the shoulder, he's got like a fracture where it pops back in, like at the very tip of the upper arm or whatever that thing's called. So it sounds to me like it's an injury that he's had. I know he says it's a new one, but you get that injury when your shoulder pops out and then it pops back in, which is exactly how he hurt his shoulder previously.
It also sounds like Deshaun Watson is going to be in the running for worst contracts of all time.
Yeah, I would
$200 million guaranteed. Has not been able to stay on the field. The Browns have a roster that is Super Bowl worthy, and now he's missing the rest of the year, and they're going to be having to fend off the AFC North with DTR or PJ Walker.
Yeah, I have an idea for their offense because the running game's good. The defense is like one of the best that we've ever seen. But as far as passing the ball, what if they just put Myles Garrett in at tight end or receiver? And
David Njoku is pretty damn good.
But wait, here's the twist to it. You throw a jump ball, you let the safety intercept it, and then Myles Garrett comes down and hits the safety as hard as he can, forces the
positive yards.
Positive yards every time.
Yeah, this game is I don't know what to think about it because I feel like the Steelers, like they can't really move the ball, especially against a good Browns defense. The Browns are not going to be able to move the ball with DTR. They're going to load up the box. It's going to be ugly. It is one of the lowest totals we've had in the last 10 years. The only one lower was actually the grapple game, Saints-Browns. So right now I think it's sitting at 33, which is crazy for an NFL game.
That is wild.
And I think if you put a gun in my head and was like, which side are you going to pick, it would be the under. You can't take the over in this game.
No, you can't. I probably will. Just as a personal challenge, but you can't.
You can't.
Like a normal person would not.
You should not. You should not.
I do not endorse
32.5. It's 32.5 right now.
You know what? The Steelers are Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
They just get the shit kicked out of them for like 3 quarters, and they get stronger as they get worse.
Yeah, they just want to be down going into the fourth quarter by 1 score, and they're in perfect spot.
Give them a shot.
Excuse me. I also have a really sad stat for the Browns. In the last decade, this is the 55th time they're starting a backup quarterback.
That is very sad.
And it's even sadder than that because for 2 straight years, Baker Mayfield made every start.
Yep.
So it's really like 8 years, and 55 times they've had a backup, not their week 1 starter, start a game. That's pretty remarkable.
Do you think people are coming around to the take that Baker Mayfield was the best thing that's ever happened to the Browns and they should never have let him go?
So Browns fans, I think, are thinking that, but more than that, and this is now, I think, there's multiple teams who are having the same thought. Giants, Jets, Browns. Browns have a real case for it. Why did they get rid of Josh Dobbs?
Yeah.
That's like, there are so many teams right now being like, Josh Dobbs could fix all of our problems.
He could.
Like if the Jets had Josh Dobbs, they would be a playoff team.
I would say with Josh Dobbs right now, the Browns would have more wins than they do with Deshaun Watson playing.
Yeah, so, and they had him on the roster, I think, all the way up until August, right?
Yep.
So that's it. Josh Dobbs is basically the guy that everyone looks to and is like, he could solve everything.
Yep. You see they dusted off the old what if Tom Brady comes back take?
For the Browns?
For the Browns, yeah. You think Tom Brady would want to live in Cleveland, Hank?
No.
Why not?
It's been a while since he's played.
I actually think that if LeBron played quarterback for the Browns, they would be better.
Yeah, they just run Wildcat.
Yeah.
DTR. Sorry, I have a cough I can't get rid of. It's like a small cough. I'm not sick, but I can't. It's like when you get something stuck in your throat cough.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get rid of it. I'm going to try to cough really loud. What are you looking at, Max? There we go.
Yeah, it doesn't always feel good.
No, I ate a dumpling a minute ago, and it's fucking stuck in my throat.
Ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun.
Yeah, that's
huh?
fair. That's fair. Okay. Josh Dobbs would fix everything.
What kind of dumpling did you eat?
Donnie made them.
Damn, that sounds good.
We're getting Chinese in a minute anyway. Uber Eats. Yeah. Okay. So this game's going to stink, but I'm going to love it.
I think it's going to stink in a very Steelers way.
Yeah.
You know what?
And a Browns way.
This should actually be a game where the Steelers should outgain the Browns.
They should on paper.
Because the Steelers have kind of fucked themselves because their defense is so good that they usually don't have like a full field to work with, even if they go kick a field goal.
Right.
So now they can put together a drive from like their own maybe 35-yard line.
Yeah.
And just go kick a field goal that's positive yards every single time.
Yeah.
As opposed to just getting the ball on the 35-yard line and kicking from right there.
It's this is one of those games that if someone has 10 points, it's going to feel like an insurmountable lead.
It is if you're drunk enough, the Steelers are going to look like Iowa this weekend.
Yeah.
And shout out
and the Browns will probably look like Nebraska.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny Smith. Danny Smith, all-time football guy, special teams coach of the Steelers. You remember on the last play, they intercepted it, ran to the sidelines.
Yes.
And a coach fell over.
Yeah, he got just absolutely
destroyed.
Bundled, yeah.
That was Danny Smith. Danny Smith, you might recognize, he's the shorter guy who's always chewing like twice the amount of gum that Pete Carroll is.
Mm-hmm.
All-time gum guy. So he tore every muscle in his rotator cuff.
Oh, my God.
Popped back up. He's staying on the sidelines. You can't get that guy.
And Deshaun isn't playing?
And Deshaun's not playing. Danny Smith's shoulder could fall apart at any given moment.
And Deshaun's not playing. Jake, your nerd nugget.
Pittsburgh's 28 victories in one-score games since the start of the 2020 season are tied for the most in the NFL.
Ooh.
Also, it's a shame that P.J. Walker's not playing because he tweeted, "Can't wait to meet you, baby girl."
Oh,
so he's
I
gonna.
think I might bet him still because he's the
they offer
backup.
that if he's
They might.
Odds are gonna be juicy.
Yeah.
So something to keep an eye on if he plays the rest of the season.
Okay. That's a good wait. Now, is the baby born?
I don't know.
I think that's a pregnancy announcement.
Oh, he's just bragging he had sex.
Yeah.
They might not even know that they're pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
can't wait to meet my daughter.
Maybe her water broke and he tweeted it.
I don't think you tweet when the water breaks.
Oh,
No.
okay. So
No.
maybe he's going to be a dad.
Yeah, that's like a nerve-wracking time. We're like, hope the baby comes out okay.
Yeah.
Not like, let me take to Twitter and be like, can't wait to meet you in like 2 hours if everything goes okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Raiders at Dolphins. Threw this on there. Antonio Pierce got the Raiders 2-0 in his interim head coaching. They did beat Tommy DeVito and Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Miami off a bye.
So what you're saying is the Raiders might be frauds.
The Raiders are not good. I'm ready, I think, and this is just a theory. I think I'm ready to take Miami off the fraud list. They won't do it this week, but I'm gearing up for them to be off the fraud list because I'm thinking that their defense is going to start playing really well. Vic Fangio, couple months under the belt, Jalen Ramsey back, guys healthy. I'm now on take Miami off fraud watch.
Interesting. So what do they have to do against the Raiders though? Because
They got to beat the Raiders by 21 plus.
and they have to if they hold the Raiders to under 10 points.
Yeah. I looked at their schedule. They have the Jets on Black Friday, which I would remind Miami fans that I said that the Jets would beat the Dolphins at that time. I no longer think that. And then they have Christmas Eve. They play the Cowboys. And then I think the week 17 they play the Ravens. So those are their last two chances to fully get off Fraud Watch. But I'm itching to get them off Fraud Watch. I think they're going to start turning the defense around, and the defense is going to start playing really well. And with that offense, I'm ready. I'm feeling like I'm going to push the button and say no longer fraud.
I read an article. It was basically a long profile of Mike McDaniel, and goddamn, do I love that guy.
Yeah,
he just seems like the best dude ever. And did you see he went up to the podium the other day, and they were talking about how it was raining, and like one of the journalists said, oh, like with all this rain that we're getting, and he's like, oh, it's raining. How fortuitous for Earth.
Ooh, he's
like Mitch Hedberg if you gave him a head coach.
Little one-liners.
Just little one-liners here and there. Big news for the Dolphins though. Tua got his hair did.
He did.
He
looks
cornrows.
like fucking Drake.
Yes, per our colleague Nikki Smokes on Twitter, our QB is fucking Drake.
Yeah. Huge news.
Tua Lipa.
Huge news. McDaniel.
This is confusing.
I don't care. When people say that, I don't care.
I'm glad that the Raiders fired McDaniel.
Yeah, I'll say whatever I
to
want to say. McDaniels. He also, there was a reporter who asked about A-Chain, and he was like, well, how much money you got in fantasy? And just flipped it on him.
I think he's going to play, though.
Yeah, and another reason to maybe get them off Fraud Watch. I'm feeling it. The Raiders are not good.
But they're 2-0 under the new version of the Raiders. The new
Against
look
Tommy
Raiders.
DeVito and Zach Wilson.
Yes, true. The new look Raiders. Antonio
saying
Pierce is he's the only Antonio to ever coach in the NFL.
Oh.
How about that? So Antonios are 1,000% in winning percentage.
Antonios stand up. You don't get a lot of Antonios.
You know, it's a powerful
Tony
name.
or Anthony, yeah. Jake, your nerd nugget.
This is a good one.
Oh, let us be the judge.
Okay. Since the start of last season, the Dolphins are 6-0 and have averaged 41 points per game with Kevin Harlan on the call.
Oh.
Tua Tagovailoa has thrown 20 touchdown passes, averaging 332 yards per game, and he returns to the booth in Miami this week.
I thought they never won with Kevin Harlan.
That was Frank's thought.
They put up 70. They put up points.
It doesn't make sense at all. Frank told me otherwise.
Dolphins might be good. They might be off Fraud Watch.
Yeah, Kevin Harlan, 53rd man.
Yeah.
54th man.
Here's a stinky game. Giants and Commanders.
Yeah, very stinky. Tommy DeVito. We get to watch Tommy DeVito again. I've become accustomed to the insult graphic that goes around about the former NFL coaches or the former Washington coaches that are now head coaches in the NFL. Where you have LaFleur, McVay, McDaniel now, Kyle Shanahan, and then now people are saying that the coordinator Slowick from the Texans is going to be on that list.
Yep.
I don't know what happened to make it go re-viral again, but now it's everywhere. Like every major news publication is talking about it. I get it. You know what? Our head coach was Mike Shanahan. Do you think they were going to fire Mike Shanahan and then promote Kyle Shanahan to be the head coach? That wasn't going to happen, but I have to deal with more of this bullshit, which is fine.
Well, yeah, I was going to say the one person I can't give you sympathy because literally I think the CBS Sports account lives, like their entire social media plan is to insult the Bears.
Yeah, that is true.
They do the 4,000-yard passer. They do the receivers. They do everything.
Yeah, but I don't know who started it this week, but it came out of nowhere.
It's usually CBS Sports.
Yeah, so like SportsCenter's on it, ESPN's all it. It's weird that they're taking this week to do it. But at least we get Tommy DeVito this weekend. He's going to be fun to watch.
Tommy DeVito, yeah. Good job, Tommy.
Yeah, there was a
I don't really have anything to say about Tommy DeVito other than I'm rooting for him, I think.
So they did a profile on him, and they asked him what his favorite food was. What do you think Tommy DeVito's favorite food is?
Chicken parm.
It's chicken parm.
Yeah,
it's chicken parm with vodka sauce.
Yeah.
His hidden talent. What do you think his hidden talent is?
Cooking meatballs.
That's racist.
Throwing.
No, not
throwing
throwing anything.
Yeah.
No, it's making art. That's what you say if you're really good at art.
Well, if you watch a Tommy DeVito, listen, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
A Tommy DeVito quarterback game could be considered art.
That's true. Favorite movies. What do you think his favorite movies are?
Goodfellas.
No.
Godfather.
Too Fast, Too Furious, and Bad Boys. Actually, great taste from Tommy DeVito.
Okay.
Fantastic taste. And if he gets 3 dinner guests, who do you think he'd want to invite?
James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
No, it's Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk,
Al Capone,
and Floyd Mayweather.
Oh.
Money.
Love that.
He's all about the money.
Also, I think the Commanders are going to win this game. I do think there's the ability that this game could be just some fuck shit happening like the last one where the Giants didn't score for the last 38 minutes of the game and won 14-7.
Yeah.
But Sam Howell, the Giants game, I bring it up because that might have been the tipping point for him. He took 6 sacks in that game. Since then, the last 3 games, he had 7 total.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was the game that he's like, hey, I should stop doing this.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better
at
staying in the pocket just the right amount of time and getting rid of the ball. But I'm by no means confident. I think the Commanders are 9.5, 10-point favorites, right?
Right.
That they should not be 9.5-point favorites to anybody in the
Yeah,
NFL.
I
I don't
think
care
it's-
who's playing quarterback.
Let me see. It's 9 right now.
9 right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming. Yeah. So it's trending in the correct direction, I believe. I'm not confident in this game. Like either one of these two teams could win. I think we're going to win,
Could be some fuck shit.
but I'm not. I would not be shocked if the Giants end up winning.
Yes. Nerd Nugget.
First off, I'd like to correct myself. That stat with Kevin Harlan was with Tua starting.
Okay.
Dolphins
So
beat
you
the
were
Jets.
wrong.
That was the concussion game. Where the guy made fun of me. Dolphins Jets.
Oh,
last year.
concussion fingers.
Yeah.
That was
Tua
funny
fingers.
when that guy did that
No,
too.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
So that's the one game with Kevin Harlan the
was
last 2 years where
very
they've
funny.
lost. But that doesn't count with the Tua stats. Anyways, Commanders quarterback Sam Howell has thrown for 2,952 yards so far this season, the most by a Washington quarterback through 11 career games, more than 500 yards roughly. Then second place on that list, Robert Griffin III. So he's
Sam Howell.
by far the best 11-game quarterback in Washington history.
I might have
according
just
to yards.
I might have just jumped past the whole "is he the guy" conversation. I'm ready to ask if he's elite because
yeah.
there's as many insult graphics have been going around. There's a lot of complimentary graphics going around about Sam Howell.
Elite.
He's first in big time throws. Do you know what a big time throw is?
Elite. Yeah, it's a big time throw.
They
Throw it big time.
when you throw it big time.
Yeah, I think it's over 20 yards.
I don't know what the actual definition
air
is,
yards,
but goddamn,
15.
when like Pro Football Focus says he's first in big time throws, I'm like, that's a great stat.
Big time throw. Okay. Next up, Chargers and Packers. I hate this game so much because the Packers are bad, but the Chargers shouldn't be favored on the road against anyone.
Yeah, I was looking at this and I was like, are we still giving the Chargers credit for being the Chargers?
It's crazy. Like I know the Chargers are better than the Packers, but if you tell me you have to put your life on the line for the Chargers to be able to like maneuver a road game and win by exactly 3 or more, I couldn't do that.
No. I would
Something weird is going to happen.
This might be the most lopsided fan-to-fan ratio of all time. Do you think there are any Chargers fans that are making the trip to Green Bay for this game?
Probably not.
I think there's
No, people still go to like to go to Lambeau.
it's
I
like
think the
a
most
cathedral.
Yeah, I think the weirdest like fan to fan would have to be like Chargers Panthers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't really care about seeing the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a Chargers fan, you definitely circle the schedule and be like, this one, let's go take a trip to Lambeau.
Yeah, it's Lambeau, but it's also mid-November. It's right before Thanksgiving. I think there's a lot of stuff adding up against the Chargers on that. I would be shocked if there were more than 500 Chargers fans that like true Chargers fans from out of town that make this trip.
Yeah, or like I'm trying to think what other ones
Maybe
would be.
Chargers, Vikings.
Or like Cardinals Bills.
Yeah.
How many Cardinals fans would go to Buffalo? Like if they played in December?
I bet you there are a lot of people that are Cardinals fans that are from Buffalo that retired and moved to Arizona, though.
I feel like they'd go to Florida.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like
I feel
East Coast Florida and then everything west.
maybe
Arizona.
Chargers, Giants. Probably not a lot of people.
Chargers. But then you're going to New York City.
Yeah, it's a direct flight.
You got to think of the places that like have nothing. Like you're like I got to go to this place. I got to go to this game.
Yeah, I wonder what that would be. Maybe it might be Chargers, Commanders.
I think Chargers Panthers.
Yeah.
Chargers Panthers feels like who wants to go to that stadium is even boring.
Yeah, if you're a Chargers fan that's going to this game, like traveling specifically to Green Bay for this game, let us know.
Hit us
I'm
up.
very interested in,
Hit us
in
up.
learning about you.
Yes. All right, nerd nugget for this game.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love leads the NFL in completions of 30-plus yards this season with 17. Matthew Stafford has 16. Sam Howell and Brock Purdy right behind with 14.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds like a pretty
Okay.
good stat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, Bears at Lions. Justin Fields is back. That's all I got.
That's it?
No, I have more, but it's I have some things that I shouldn't believe in, but I do. The Bears are not as bad as people think they are. They're the worst teams in the league. which are the Panthers, the Giants, maybe the Patriots, the Cardinals. Now that Kyler's back, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bears are a step above that. They get lumped in there. They've actually been playing really good defense.
Yeah.
The last 5 weeks, their run D is ranked 1. Their total yards against is ranked 6th. Their explosive plays against is ranked 1st. And their third down percentage is 12th. Like, they're playing good defense. Justin Fields playing competent offense will be the big question mark. And obviously the Lions are much better all over the field. But, like, the Bears aren't as bad as I probably say they are and the media says they are.
I would agree with that.
They're just a little bit better than really, really bad.
Their defense is good enough to not get totally embarrassed anymore.
And this
at the start of the season, they were bad.
Right.
They were very, very bad.
Very, very bad. And
now,
this
what are they, 3-3 in their last 6?
3-3 in their last 6. And this is the part that makes me nervous because I am nervous that if their defense plays well and keeps playing well, that they're going to keep Matt Eberflus.
I don't think so. He's so weird. Have you ever – I know that we've said a lot of things about Eberflus on this show.
He's Dweeberflus.
Have we ever talked about just how weird he is?
He's just weird looking.
He's just a strange guy.
He's a cat guy.
They asked him, that's a great way to describe him. That's all you need to know. He's a cat guy. After the game against the Panthers, they were like, what do you have up your sleeve? Or what do you have up your sleeve? He's like, what do you have up your sleeve?
Yeah.
And then he laughed like he was the Joker.
He's a weird guy. He also, if they keep Matt Eberflus and then draft a new quarterback, that will be, I think it's 25 years going right now that the Bears have never had a coach quarterback on the same, like, wavelength.
Timeline,
like bring in new coach, bring in new quarterback, same time.
I don't think there's any chance they keep Eberflus.
Their defense is playing well. What if they beat the Lions? I don't think they will, but what if?
What if they demote him to defensive coordinator and then bring in a head coach?
I'd be fine with that. He is the defensive coordinator right now.
I feel like he'd stay.
Yeah, no, he is the defensive coordinator.
And so his defense,
our defensive coordinator left, and no one knows why.
I
do know why. It's very funny. I won't say.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Do you know why the running back guy left?
That one I do know as well.
Is it
also
funny?
Not as funny.
Okay.
Both aren't really. I wouldn't say either are funny.
Uh-huh.
They're funny in, like, the Bears are a joke of a franchise.
The defensive coordinator was using the women's bathroom and refused to stop.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
That would be funny, though.
I was sworn to secrecy. I also, like, there was so much weird shit that was said during that I don't want to say anything publicly because then, like, what if I'm wrong? And then also in the weird shit, like the FBI and all that stuff. Who the fuck knows? What? Money?
Do you want us to cut this?
No.
Keep it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
I
didn't say anything.
On the Lions side, Malcolm Rodriguez.
I also don't even know. I just said that to sound cool.
You got to be going.
Yeah.
I
did that on I was just like, I've been telling people, like, yeah, I know why, you know why, and then trying to get them to tell me why. But I don't know why. It's an old trick. Hank, you got me. You think I knew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good prank.
Yeah.
Still do.
Art of the deal. Learn it. Read it.
Rodrigo, you remember him from Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Middle linebacker on the Lions. He switched to fullback?
No.
So this is what the Lions did. So they had Cabinda at fullback, and then he got injured, and then they just took another linebacker because Cabinda was also a linebacker that got moved.
Yeah.
So now Rodrigo is playing fullback, and he's like one of the better fullbacks in the league right now.
That guy's a dog.
He's a dog, absolute dog.
Total dog.
Oh, when should we drop the watch list for the Low Man Trophy? You want to do that next week?
Should we wait till after the season?
No, the watch list, though.
Oh.
All the watch lists are coming out right now. So like the Heisman watch list.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then we can do it next
okay.
week. Yeah,
All right.
next
we'll do that for the Low Man Trophy.
Yeah.
So yeah, dipe up. Get your diaper on if you're a Lions fan this weekend.
Yeah. I don't think the Bears are going to win, but their defense is playing better, and I want to give them credit for being not as bad as the worst. That's really that's baby steps.
Yeah.
No longer the worst.
Their defense is actually good. They have a good defense now.
There's okay? I have this dumpling in my throat. Can you get me another water, Hank? There's 5 teams that I would say the Bears could confidently, 4 teams the Bears could confidently beat.
Cardinals,
Panthers,
Giants.
There's water right there. Giants,
Commanders.
They did beat.
You beat us.
Raiders.
Yep.
If Josh McDaniels was still the coach, kick the shit out of him.
What about the Rams?
I have a thought on the Rams when we get to it.
Okay.
Jake.
Nerd nugget of the week.
That's the sound that we're doing, Jake?
Yeah, I just made it up. New jingle.
Okay.
That was the.
It's like the breaking news jingle.
What instrument was that?
I don't know. It's just like when you watch TV. It's like
Is
Is
that the
Oh,
sound
man.
that they used to make when like knights would come into the arena to,
Oh, I
to
just thought of
joust?
it. And made
I'm
it up.
mad that I was drinking some water and I couldn't react.
I
You can still
that's-
react.
I
that
was
sucked.
I was shocked by it.
Yeah.
I've never.
I didn't hear it.
Do it again for Hank.
Nerd nugget of the week.
You did your own.
Hank likes
you
it.
did your own entrance music.
I don't know if Hank likes it.
Got the
He
head
nodded.
nod.
Oh,
No,
Long.
Hank gave me a look
Yeah.
when it happened that
Hank-
would suggest strongly otherwise.
Hank,
that was great.
Hank's head nog was,
It's all right.
that's a thing.
I'll have some AWLs who like it,
Okay.
and some
Yeah.
who hate it. But hey,
Yeah.
that's podcasting.
Yeah, that
Some
is
people love it.
podcasting.
Some people hate it.
That's a fact, Jake.
For the first time since 1979, 3 pairs of brothers are set to appear in the same NFL game. Amon-Ra and Equinemius St. Brown, Romeo and Julian Aquara, and Penea and Noah Sewell.
Whoa.
That is wild, Jake.
Yeah,
That is actually.
That's why it's the nerd nugget of the week.
It is very cool. Do you think when they named them Romeo and Julian, that's like a little bit weird?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think
Well, they
about
expected it to be a girl.
Yeah, for
And they're
sure.
Like, fuck.
It's like maybe they'll still fall in love.
We only had
Yeah.
one name.
I was supposed to be Jackie if I was a girl.
Jackie?
Yeah.
Why, now we're just gonna have to.
Jackie
Jack.
Marsh? I'd fuck you.
I kind of like Jackie.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I
Jackie
mean, I was a
Marsh. Yeah,
woman
I'd fuck
in the
you.
commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look good. Too,
Yeah, I'd
Jake.
fuck you for sure. Jackie Marsh.
Yeah, so
Thicker than a
I think
Snicker.
that's a pretty sick nerd nugget.
Yeah, that is a
It
sick
is.
nerd nugget.
So 3 brothers, huh?
Same field.
3 brothers.
Assuming they're all on the active roster, but
It's like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I was gonna say if 2 of them
Yeah.
get injured, we gotta get the,
Go to the
third
blue
set
tent.
out. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, next game. Cowboys at Panthers. All I wrote for this game is maybe take the Panthers, question mark.
Yeah. So my only note on this game was we've got a coach taking back play calling duties a little
Yes.
here because Frank Reich, much like Mike McCarthy used to do, he you pass around the play calling duties like it's the talking stick when it's your turn to speak. Whenever your job is somewhat in jeopardy. So he gave the play calling duties to their offensive coordinator, and then that's not working out so well, so he's taking it back to fix the team. This is
Did you see the picture of Frank Reich, his opening press conference and now today, and he is aged in presidential years?
it's so bad.
It's bad.
Dog years.
That's David Tepper. And David Tepper also had a very bizarre, I don't know where he was speaking. It was like he was like at the side of maybe the podium or something, talking about the draft day trade and how there was a trade for them to be the second pick with Houston, 3-way trade with Chicago.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but then we decided to go 1. Essentially saying like he's trying to cover up the fact that maybe they didn't want Bryce Young. But the whole thing is confusing. It sounds like he just is an idiot, and Houston was like, wait, they're going to take Bryce Young. We can just not trade.
Yeah, there were all sorts of stories that came out as the draft was happening of like why they like Bryce Young. Again, it's the scallops dinner.
Yeah.
They went to dinner and they were super impressed with this young man. So then the owner, Tepper, was like, yeah, I want this guy. This is a guy I can build around.
And
And
it was-
I'm almost ready to say, like, I know that we've been comparing Stroud to Bryce Young this entire season, and that's going to happen for the rest of their careers no matter what. But like, I want to see Bryce Young play somewhere fun.
Yeah.
I'm now mad at the Panthers for potential, maybe not the organization as a whole, but like Reich for sure of making this potentially fun guy not as fun to watch.
So this is not a fun place for Bryce Young to play, but I had a thought, shower thought, dumb thought. What if the Bears traded the Panthers' #1 pick back for Bryce Young and Brian Burns and next year's #1 from the Panthers?
I like that.
So the Bears got Bryce Young. I just was thinking about it. It's kind of like a toddler. You give a toddler a piece of candy and like they won't eat it right away because they're like, I want to hold the candy. I want to see the candy. If I eat the candy's gone. That's how I'm feeling about having 2 #1 picks. I don't ever want to not have 2 #1 picks. I want to have 2 #1 picks for the rest of my life. So I don't want to use both of them. I want to trade and get another one and just keep kicking the can down the road and having 2 #1 picks. It's so fun having 2 #1 picks.
And you're also seeing another kid holding like black licorice, and they're like, "Ooh, this is so gross." But you see another kid holding a piece of candy. You're like, "I want that."
Yeah. So
I wonder what that candy.
that's
tastes
my
like.
thoughts on draft picks. But yeah, David Tepper, he also had the awkward moment where a boss that's a piece of shit like makes a joke and everyone has to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, yeah, we were going to do the 3-way trade on Wednesday. And, I'm impatient. I'm from a world of trading. So I was just texting our GM over and over, like, when's the trade again? And the GM had to like laugh and be like, haha, yeah, you did do that. My fucking life sucks.
Yeah, he seems like a miserable guy to work for.
Yeah. Just stroke those brass balls.
If you're looking at the Mount Rushmore of ways that coaches try to save their job mid-season, it's got to be one, like benching a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be the first. Taking
I think actually,
passing play calling duties probably number
I think
6.
that's first.
You think that's number 1?
I think benching quarterback is usually last resort or one of the last resorts.
What about firing your offensive coordinator?
That's definitely one of them.
That's definitely
yes.
one.
Firing anyone on the staff is one of them. Like you, special teams coach.
Yeah.
We got to change something.
Frank Reich, he should coach from the booth. He should be head coach from the booth. That's just move up there.
Or just not even head coach.
Honestly, coaching from a booth would kick ass.
Yeah, you get to see everything, all 22.
And you get your dip cup right there.
Yeah.
You got your Diet Cokes.
Hang out, be like, oh, can't come down at halftime. Too long.
The bathroom's right there.
Yeah, way better, way better. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe I'll end up taking the Cowboys, but the thought crossed my mind maybe I'd take the Panthers.
This seems like one of those games where the Cowboys just beat the shit out of an inferior opponent.
They like to do that. All right, Jake.
Dallas is the only team in the NFL this season with 3 40-point games. Since head coach Mike McCarthy arrived in 2020, the Cowboys have the most 40-point games among NFL teams with 14 of them.
14.
14 since 2020.
Raise the banner.
40
Okay.
40 plus. It's a lot.
Okay, that's a lot of Super Bowls, right?
Ton.
What do you think about the conversation going on out there about that we should use that same energy every time Josh Allen throws an interception as we did when Dak threw interceptions last season?
I would say that we're biased.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Also,
that would be my counterpoint.
Also,
we're biased.
Josh's interceptions just look cooler.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
yeah.
They look awesome.
Josh has also won a playoff game. Has Dak won a playoff game? Wait, did he?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
they
did he
beat the Bucs.
Oh, yeah, they beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
Josh has won
Hank
2
dressed up for that
playoff
game.
games.
How many NFC Championship games has Dak been?
Josh has won 2 playoff games, right? Yes. Yeah.
Also,
Josh has won multiple playoff.
Josh has been throwing interceptions since day one.
Yeah.
That's kind of his thing.
Right. Josh is going to throw interceptions.
Yeah, you just
That's
hope,
what he does.
You just hope that the cool shit that he does that's not an interception is way cooler than the interceptions are.
Dak doesn't throw interceptions against bad teams, and then when he plays a good team, he's like, fuck, I'm going to throw an interception.
Yeah.
Like, up, here
And
we go again.
when he throws interceptions, the cool shit that he does afterwards isn't cool enough to outweigh the interceptions.
Yes. So that's easy. And we're biased.
We're very biased.
All right. Titans at Jaguars. I think this is a get right for the Jaguars. I think they're going to kill the Titans. I was looking at it. The Will Levis, who we believe in, he went up against the Falcons, the Steelers, the Bucks, all bottom of the half in the league in terms of coverage. Now they're going up against the Jaguars, who are actually good in coverage this year. I think it's going to be a long day for the Titans. I think the Jaguars, this is kind of a who are we game.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got embarrassed by the Niners. Who are we?
Trevor's injured. That news came out this week. Like
His knee?
Yeah, Doug
You
Peterson.
heard it in the Saints game,
Yeah,
right?
Doug Peterson mentioned it specifically. He's like, we're limited in what Trevor can do because of his knee.
Huh.
So I guess it's worse than we had all thought, which would make sense because Trevor hasn't been playing like exceptionally well this season.
Yeah.
He's been okay. And the thing about Trevor Lawrence is even if he's injured, he just looks like a quarterback so much.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, this guy's still good. But apparently he's been injured. My only note on this is that Mike Vrabel has been taking drills this week. He's been
in
hitting
the
some pads.
drills.
He's been
Love that.
taking part of the drills, so that's great. And then also this should be a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Titans Jaguars. We
Yes.
should get one of those every
Should
year.
be a late December Thursday night game.
Yep.
Okay. Nerd nugget for this game.
The Titans are the only team in the AFC who are still winless away from home this season, and in those 6 losses, they're averaging just 12 points per game.
Yikes. Yeah,
5
their offense
road,
is tough to
1
watch.
neutral.
Their offense is tough to watch. Okay. This is going to be a fun game. Cardinals and Texans. Kyler Murray looked really good for someone who hadn't played football for a year.
He was very fast.
We were all kind of shocked. I thought there was going to be a lot more rust. CJ Stroud is incredible. I'm a little nervous about the Texans in this game because didn't it feel like the Texans were we've been on the Texans being like the Texans are good, CJ Stroud's good. The win against the Bengals, it hit that critical mass of now it's MVP for CJ Stroud, Texans in the playoffs. It might be a read your press clippings type of game.
I would agree with that. When they started immediately after the game saying that CJ Stroud MVP,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, if I had CJ Stroud stock right now, I wouldn't actually sell it, but I would look at the price
It's
and then
high.
do the
It's
math
as
on
high
my
as it could be.
calculator and be like, man, if I sold this right now, I could be rich.
That's the only thing that makes. I think the Texans will win, but that is the only thing that's making me nervous about this game.
And the Cardinals get paid to play football too.
That's facts.
Those guys are pros. We also have Stroud Boys shirts live in the Barstool store right now. I'm gonna try to find it. It's underneath.
Find
my
it,
desk
find
right
it.
now.
Find it. He's finding it. He found it.
Stroud Boys shirts. Barstool Sports.
Nice
store.
find.
Thank you, Stroud Boys, with the outline of Texas. How perfect is that? Show your support. Stand proud.
Looks
Stand
great.
back. Stand by.
Throw it up there.
Thanks, Max. Now
Maxi.
I have two of them. Unbelievable.
Stroud Boys.
Stroud Boys.
Stroud Boys, stand up. Nerd nugget for this game.
With field goals of 51 and 56 yards last week, Cardinals kicker Matt Prater now owns the franchise record of 17 field goals of 50-plus yards despite playing in just 40 games with Arizona, and he has 76 career field goals of 50-plus yards. That's 18 more than any other player in NFL history.
Damn.
Great kicker.
Yeah.
Great kicker. Damn.
Who's kicking
Damn.
field? Wait. Say that again, Jake.
He has 18 more 50-yard field goals than any other player in NFL history.
That's kind of insane.
That
He
is
has
insane.
76.
Like that's a lot more 50-yard
I
field
think
goals.
Vinatieri is second or someone
Where's
along those
Justin
lines.
Tucker?
My guess is he would be 18 behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd probably be second. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Okay. Good nerd nugget.
Thanks.
Afternoon games. Bucks at 49ers. I hope the 49ers kill them. I think they will.
49ers are back.
They are back.
They're so back.
Turns out having your best players play helps.
Did you see the replay when they put together the various clips of Trent Williams on that one play where he pulls out to the left and then the cornerback just runs away from him?
He's a monster.
He's like, no, I'm taking myself out of this play. I opt out.
Yeah.
He's got cornerbacks opting out of plays instead of trying to actually make a tackle.
When Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel are on the field, I think the problem is the 49ers have so many dudes that you think, oh, you lose these two guys, you're fine. But you also have to remember the drop-off of someone that good is going to be larger because he's that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the backup to Trent Williams, no offense to him, Trent Williams is the best.
Yeah. Also, if you're the backup to Trent Williams, you probably just think the entire game like, fuck, I'm not as good as Trent.
Right.
Like, what would Trent be doing?
Like, I don't want to get in because then they're going to see we're different, like, species.
Yeah, you miss a block and you think to yourself, man, Trent would have had that. He's so good.
Yeah.
Also, Brock Purdy is back to being, I would say, top 10 quarterback.
Yes, absolutely. Borderline elite.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks just bum me out. I don't know. Like, what do they do that makes you excited?
Mike Evans dropping a ball because he's thinking about which fan he's going to hand it to. That's kind of cool.
Mike Evans, Baker sometimes running around. Todd Bowles is a bummer. Vita Vea is fun. Yeah, the Bucks bum me out.
Their offensive coordinator's like a little too attractive.
Yeah.
They always show him in his tight shirt, showing everybody up.
This is also biased because Stephen Shea is so annoying.
Yeah.
But, all right, nerd nugget.
49ers running back Christian McCaffrey is averaging 121 yards from scrimmage per game this season, second in the league, right behind Tyreek Hill.
Ooh.
That's pretty
Okay.
good.
Yards.
Pretty damn
Couldn't
good.
score a touchdown last week and get America chicken. I'm not going to forgive him for that.
That hurt.
Well, he would still have to do the dance. Anyone could have gotten
he
American
would
chicken.
have. Yeah, but he was going to do the dance.
you don't think he was going to do the dance?
Why do you think
he was going to do the dance?
Wait, Jake, why do you think he doesn't like chicken?
No, I
That seems
think he
racist.
does, but anyone could have done it. So why are you blaming him?
Okay.
He was going to do the dance.
He was going to do the dance.
He was 100% going to do the dance.
I would have done the dance.
I would have scored, and then I would have done the dance.
Right. If you give me 4 opportunities from inside the 10-yard line like he had at the end of the game to score a touchdown and you don't, I mean, I would score at least 2 of those.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Shake Shack tweeted that Taylor Lewan's chicken dance was good enough.
Oh, done.
Now
wait.
through 11-19.
Taylor Lewan?
He did one, yeah.
He did one from the Bussin' with the Boys account. And they said that's good enough for us. Free chicken shacks unlocked.
Let's go.
The golf podcaster Taylor Lewan did it?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Let's go.
I don't know what that has
Good
to do
job,
with football.
Taylor. All right. Jets at Bills. Memes.
Hello.
Wait, Jake, do your entrance for memes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, he
Memes.
gets the same entrance you do? I would think that if
What do you mean?
if we're gonna do a trombone as his entrance, it should just go wah, wah.
Yeah.
Like
Bump,
Eeyore.
bump, ba-dum.
Yeah, the price is right.
Yeah, just imagine Eeyore walking onto camera.
Dun, dun, dun.
Memes.
Hello.
Hank, give us one. Okay, thanks, Hank. Memes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Memes.
memes.
Ooh.
Memes.
Hello.
I didn't really have anything to ask you. I just wanted to see that you're paying attention.
I'm paying attention. Hello.
How you feeling about this game?
Izzy season.
What?
Izzy, the
Is-
running back.
Is he?
I can't pronounce his last name.
Is he?
They released Michael Carter,
Right.
and they're giving Izzy a shot.
So is Brees Hall what?
Brees Hall's still there, but
Why? Brees Hall is good.
Brees Hall's amazing.
So then what do you
So
mean
now,
Izzy season?
now Izzy steps in.
to do what?
He's going to be the second back.
But,
Okay.
But that's not.
Third? What about
Third.
Dalvin Cook?
I don't like Dalvin Cook.
I know you don't, but
But-
what are we talking about?
Memes, if we're talking about the New York Jets, why would a borderline backup running back have anything to do with whether or not you'll be a better team this weekend?
Because the Bills can't stop the run.
But you just said the third string quarterback is your takeaway for this game. Izzy season.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna have to
Israel
bet him to
Abandi
score
Konda.
now. I'm gonna have
Thank
to
you.
bet on him to score.
Abandi
Fucking
Konda.
A. Memes, you put us in a box. He's gonna score.
I mean, you guys do have Josh Allen's number.
we do. I don't. The line on this game is scaring me a little bit.
exactly. I love the Bills because
Yeah,
the Jets feel so easy. Like I looked at this and I counted it as a win because I was gonna take the Jets, and I was like, wait, what? You gotta take the Bills.
yeah, the 7 is scary.
7 scary memes. It's too many points.
I'm going to declare that every game for the rest of the season is a must-win for the Bills.
I would say so.
I think they need.
They might be able to get one more loss.
I'm going to say it's a must-win though. You can't. The margin of error is too small. It's a must-win.
Yeah, they have to look good because it feels like I was just thinking about like sad Bills fans walking out of the stadium, dark out, late game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to win this game. You
That-
have to win this game.
That sucks, doesn't it? I went outside. I was out at the park with Blake at 4:45 in the afternoon yesterday.
Yeah.
and it was dark out.
It sucks.
It fucking sucks.
Just end this stupid charade. I saw one person tag me and was like, "Big Cat should have told you about this in Chicago." It's like, wait, in New York, it gets
Yeah, it's-
dark at the exact same time.
it actually gets dark earlier in
Yeah,
New York.
like, what are we
because
talking about?
all the buildings.
Yeah,
So the sun kind of sets.
it's
during
just
the day.
just change the fucking whatever it's called.
No, my problem
Daylight
is
savings.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Is it daylight savings or is it the other thing?
daylight losings.
No. What's the spring one?
Leap back.
What do we have to do? Not do daylight savings or do daylight savings?
Not to.
We want the one in the spring. We want.
No,
to
I know,
spring
but do we
forward.
do? Are we done with daylight savings or are we keeping it?
Done.
Done with it?
Done.
Okay,
done.
great. Done with it. I'm
goes-
done with that
goes
shit.
spring
It
to fall.
sucks. Like my quarrel.
Wait, why is it called daylight savings when we don't save any daylight?
I don't know.
Because I think when they put it in, that's when we get more. Did we just lose daylight savings?
No, it's the morning is when it gets the. It's so fucking stupid. It's the stupid farmers.
Also, Boston moved by the state of Arizona.
yeah.
They do what they want.
Yeah.
Someone told me
They don't
once it was.
participate.
Someone told me it was the farmers once. And I'm just gonna blame the farmers. I shout out the farmers. I like farmers, but this thing is stupid because they said farmers don't want to wake up and farm in the dark. So now it gets light. The sun rises at 6:30, but it sets at 4:40. Who wouldn't want to take the sun rising at 7:30 and setting at 5:40? That's way better.
It's so much better. And I know that we do have some farmers that listen. So if you're out on your tractor, I love like whenever they send a picture of them plowing the field.
Yeah, shout
Listen,
out them.
I like that, but I would like you to explain to me how come we have to change our clocks just for you.
Right.
I want to know that.
Lights exist now
Yeah, just set up Christmas lights in your field.
everywhere.
Done.
All right, yeah, I kind of like the Bills in this game only because of the spread. Like it's scared me off the Jets.
This does feel like everything inside the Bills facility this week was probably just straight business.
Oh yeah,
I think they're about that business this week.
I also
Yeah.
don't want to get my hopes up. I really don't because we can't score a touchdown. But if the Jets win and the Dolphins lose, Black Friday is for the first place in the division.
ooh,
So you're still thinking
Yeah, but Kevin Harlan's on the call for the Dolphins.
yeah. I mean, the Dolphins are not going to lose to the Raiders. Memes.
Anything could happen.
I think it's time for an intervention.
I mean, Izzy was really the rock bottom.
Yeah.
Izzy was as low as it gets.
We can't score a touchdown.
And Izzy's the.
I'm
I'm gonna have to bet on him because you fucking said this guy's name, and now he's never gonna score a touchdown. Probably won't be on a roster next year, but now I have to bet on him.
No, he's a good running back. Played a Pitt.
Okay, but what if he's a good running back? Why wasn't he playing?
They signed Dalvin Cook.
So memes.
All right, Izzy's the guy. Izzy's the guy.
But do you really want to win this game? Like you've already said that you don't want Aaron Rodgers back this year.
Did say that, but
He's so confused. He's so confused.
the division is also right there if you win a couple games.
He's so confused.
Play the Dolphins twice.
The Dolphins are not going to lose to the Raiders. Memes.
Aiden O'Connell.
Okay.
AOC, you love her.
AOC.
You sound like Max right now.
I just want.
But like a shittier Max, because like Max does this, but his teams are good.
Yeah, how are you comparing the Jets to the Eagles?
Because you do this thing where you start
the Eagles.
Oh man.
Regardless.
You do the thing where you start talking yourself into circles, and then you get like confused with your own words.
When you said that you remind me of Max right now, both of them got offended for opposite reasons.
Yeah.
At the same time. It was great.
Max, it's like when you said Philly's almost title town.
All right. Fair.
Do you remember when you said that?
Yeah, I remember. No, you guys have never mentioned it again.
It was
Oh,
great.
we haven't?
No.
Oh, Max, speaking of, I don't know if you saw this, if this came across your desk yesterday, but the new rankings for most popular dog names are out in the United States. Max is second.
Oh.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah. No, it was number one. It was number one for like 7 years in a row.
Yeah, that was like always a fun fact that I had growing up, that it's the most popular cat and dog name.
But now it's number two.
Cat and
number
dog, huh?
Second place.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Seahawks at Rams. Oh, wait, Nerd Nuggets, sorry.
Bills quarterback Josh Allen has thrown a touchdown pass in 18 consecutive games and needs one more to break Jim Kelly's club record set in 1980.
Biased.
Why is that biased? Oh, you're the AWLs. Biased.
Yeah, no, that was biased.
Yeah.
Congrats to Josh.
It's a fact, but
Yeah, no, but it's biased.
biased. Yeah.
It's biased. There have been some people in like the analytics community that have been like, Josh Allen, like if you actually look at the tape, has been playing great, and he doesn't have many turnover-worthy plays.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
They're doing the bad turnover luck for him.
Right.
Well, this
right.
is kind of Josh. You're always going to get some
Right.
turnovers. The real difference, if you watch the tape / look at the box score, is that Josh isn't running the ball as much anymore.
Which is good.
Which is, I think that's one of those things that we talked about with Justin Fields, where it's like, Josh is a great quarterback. We want to limit the number of hits that he takes. Let's have him run the ball less.
Yeah.
And then guess what happens when you run the ball less with your dynamic running quarterback? You're not as good anymore on offense.
Throw more.
Yeah, you throw him, but like let Josh run. Free.
Yeah.
You know what? Free Josh.
Free Josh.
Free Josh.
All right, Seahawks at Rams. So I was correct when I said that the Rams stink, and then they went to stink really bad against the Cowboys, and then they lost 3 in a row. I think I'm ready to buy back in on the Rams. Healthy Stafford. This also is one of those spread games that makes no sense to me. Seahawks are 6-3, whatever their record is. They're good. The Rams are bad. The Rams are a 1-point underdog. Huh?
Yeah, somebody knows something.
I think the Rams are going to win this game.
And
Doesn't McVay own Carroll?
McVay, let's see. McVay owns Carroll.
I don't know if that's true.
They all own the Cardinals coach. We forget this every single year.
I know
Kyle owns McVay.
Right, so then it would make sense.
I think Carroll might own.
He's 8-5 against Pete Carroll.
Okay. Who does Pete Carroll owns Kyle?
Yes.
I think.
I think so.
And then they
Someone
all
needs to make
own
a
the
chart
Cardinals.
for us, please.
So I'm upset because we got a Carson Wentz signing out in Los Angeles on the bye week, so we didn't get one appearance of Carson Wentz. Once you have Carson Wentz, you just want everybody else to be afflicted with full-blown Carson Wentz.
Yes.
You want to spread the disease around. You want to take
Everyone gets a piece.
You want to take joy in the misery of others that have to deal with it too. I feel like those who have not had Carson Wentz play for your football team are missing out on a very painful experience that I want to commiserate with.
He just had a baby too.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz?
He did. He got signed and went right home to have a baby and then came back.
I'm shocked his sperm didn't get picked off. Max, when we got Carson Wentz, were you happy for me that you got to see another franchise like deal with the bullshit that is Carson?
Yes, but there's also still a part of me that thinks that Carson Wentz could be good.
So, yeah. I'm glad you admitted that because I was texting with somebody the other day about Carson Wentz signing with the Rams, and I was like, also, if he has one good throw, I'm going to be like, fuck, Carson Wentz is still good.
Yeah.
I'm going to fall back into the trap so fast.
Yep.
But I do want other people to experience having full-blown Carson Wentz.
Because I fought for him so hard for so long, and then obviously all shit hit the fan, and then everyone hated him so much.
Yeah.
But enough time has passed where I fought for him longer than I hated him.
Yeah.
So now I'm like he could be good.
Having
Could be
Carson
good.
Wentz
Could be good.
as a former quarterback for you is not unlike being a zombie. So you got it. Now you want to spread it to somebody else. I want to bite the Rams. I want to watch them curl up into a little puddle and then go hunting for somebody else to bite.
He could be good.
Yeah, he could be.
Could be good. All right, Nerd Nugget.
Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford is set to play in his 200th regular season NFL game. He needs 198 passing yards in this one to surpass Matt Ryan for the second most ever by a player in his first 200 regular season games.
Whoa. Okay.
Matt Ryan, there's a name. Have we talked about Matt Ryan?
I zoned that one out. I didn't even listen to it. Sorry.
It's all right.
Say it again.
Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford set to play in his 200th regular season game this weekend. He needs 198 passing yards in this one to surpass Matt Ryan for the second most ever by a player in their first 200 games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So with Matt Ryan, though, have the Browns kicked the tires on old Matty Ice?
There was a tweet, I think, that said, like, it was like the Browns should call him. And then the
Awful announcing said the Cleveland Browns' best option for replacing Deshaun Watson might be in the broadcast booth, and it was a picture of the booth, and Andrew Catalan, play-by-play guy, said, it's a good fit. I used to run Stefanski's system in my backyard.
no, that's funny.
So with Matt Ryan, I think he has a clause in his contract where he can get out of the booth to go play for an NFL team.
Oh.
Which tells me that like he's thinking about it. Right?
Well, remember watching Matt Ryan last year?
He's sitting by the phone.
That was really bad.
What about Phillip Rivers? Get all the old.
He's got a playoff game on Friday.
Oh yeah, for the high school team.
Yeah. That was someone reported on that.
I would say that Matt Ryan would be a better option than DTF.
DTR?
I'm just going to call him DTF.
DTF?
It's a cooler nickname. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Vikings and Broncos, Sunday Night Football. Josh Dobbs, Russell Wilson. I'm excited. I am excited.
Josh Dobbs, baby.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs is fun.
He's so fun. And you know what? Russell Wilson might eke back into fun as well. Maybe. I also think the Broncos, like that win against the Bills, Russell Wilson's playing a lot better. They started at like the 50-yard line every single drive.
And then they got like 15 yards.
I know. So I'm going to take the Vikings in this game most likely.
So on Monday night, Russell Wilson was good. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say he was great.
No, he was good. He
was
is good.
He did what he needed to do.
Correct.
They're 4-5. Everyone was going to laugh at the start of the season about the AFC West record. And, outside the Chiefs, every other team looked like dog shit. But now that the Raiders have ripped off 2 in a row against the Jets and the Giants, the whole division looks a little bit better. And the Broncos are not out of it. They're in the hunt. The Broncos are in the hunt graphic.
They are in the hunt graphic, yes. They'd have to pass some pretty good teams.
Yeah, they're one game behind the Bengals and the Colts. I guess 1.5 behind the Colts.
And a half game behind the Bills, right? I know
Yep.
they have the tiebreaker, but they're 4-5. The Bills are 5-5.
Yep.
So yeah, they got some work to do. Would be crazy if the Broncos made the playoffs.
It'd be awesome.
Would be.
That'd be fun.
Russell Wilson in the playoffs.
I think it'd be good for ratings, and that's what we root for.
Yeah. Okay, Jake.
History
last or
says
nugget.
this will most likely be a close game. 10 of the 15 games between these two teams have been decided by 4 or fewer points, including each of the last 4 matchups.
Ooh. Okay. Let's do some picks. Where are our standings?
Points. I got it.
Points.
Yep.
Points.
We'll start off with the warm-up, 15 minutes in Las Vegas. Jake, 11.5. Max, 11. Memes, 10.
Ooh.
Close race.
1.5.
Spicy.
Separating all of us. In the main event, 1 hour between the 3 of you. Big
Uh-oh,
Cat.
Hank just sighed.
Big Cat, 12.5. PFT, 12. Hank, 8.
Oh,
And a half.
no.
8.5.
8.5. That's a big half point there,
Yep.
Hank.
Next week we will do 3 picks.
Hank, if it's
For
any
Thanksgiving.
consolation,
Yes.
just know that your PowerPoint on the Lighthouse was so good that I have full faith that you'll be able to put together a full hour on
You got this.
whether or not this presentation is actually real.
You
Still
got this,
16,
Hank.
17 picks left. So
Yeah, and next week we'll do 3. So we'll do a round. Maybe we'll figure out with the lottery ball who gets to go first. But we'll have 1 pick. Everyone has to do 1 pick for Thanksgiving Day.
Or Friday. We
Or
punch
Friday,
that in.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Thanksgiving Day. Then you can do Friday or Sunday.
Hank, I've noticed that you've been quiet. What are you upset about?
I'm not upset. I'm just not looking forward to doing an hour of stand-up.
Get
You
better
got
at
this.
picks.
You got this. You're a big boy. All right. Who's going first?
I believe it's Max.
Yeah, just pick some winners, Hank.
Fine.
Somebody
Don't pick
confirm
the
that.
losers.
I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
go.
who's going to confirm it?
Somebody.
Y-
Just Max. All right, Max.
I don't think anyone else is picking my pick.
Well, we started with PFT, and then I think I went last week in this studio.
Sure.
I don't remember.
yeah, whatever.
All right.
I'll go.
We rarely steal each other's
Okay.
picks.
I am going to be taking the Bears plus 7.5.
I like it.
Against the Lions.
Yes.
I like it. They're not as bad as people say. They aren't. Hank. Or no, memes.
Eagles, Chiefs over 45.5.
Ooh.
That's fun.
That is
Okay,
fun.
that is fun. Yeah, that's very
God
fun.
damn, that's so fun.
That's fun.
Fuck. I want to take that picture so I can smile.
This is not going to make you smile. It doesn't make me smile, but I'm going for it anyway. Titans plus 7 against the Jaguars.
That's not fun.
What's
No.
your strategy on that?
Injury. I think Jags are banged up. Will Levis, bounce back game. Vrabel, coaching, going to keep it close.
Okay. I'll take Bucks Niners over 41.5 for my first pick.
That's a good pick. That was going to be mine. The 49ers might get that on their own.
Yep.
I'm going to go. I don't have anything that I love. I'll be honest with you guys. Don't have anything I love, but I'm going to go with the Steelers. Road dogs.
Ooh.
+1 against the Browns.
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins minus 13.5 against the Raiders. Kevin
Okay.
Harlan. And I'm going to go with Dolphins Raiders over 46.5.
Oh, double dip.
They love to score at home. They
Double
love to
dip.
crush teams at home.
Double dip. All right, PFT.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys Panthers over 42.5 points.
Ooh.
I think CeeDee Lamb gets like 21 points on his own.
Okay. I will take. I have to do a spread now. You know what? I'll back it up. I'll take Rams +1. Back up what I said. My
Okay.
theory.
I'm going to take the Bears Lions under
Oh.
7.5. Justin Fields coming back, little rusty.
Bears defense playing well.
Bears defense playing well. Lions defense
Non-existent.
bounce back game.
Oh, okay.
I like that. You can
Yeah.
just say, like, if a team's good at something, be like, yeah, they're good at this. And if they suck, I'd be like, they're looking to bounce back.
Yeah.
They're fired up.
You got it. Oh, this is the dumbest desk thing ever. If you hit any part of the metal mesh, the whole thing just falls on me. Mm-hmm. It's like a trampoline back here.
Also, the TV's too small.
Don't hit it.
Fix it.
Okay.
Why did memes? What did Max go? He left.
They're playing music on the court, and he's telling them to turn it
Oh,
down. We can hear it from here.
Oh, I
so
like
when our
that.
mics are hot.
I like
you can hear
Max just screaming at him. All right, memes.
Anybody take the Seahawks?
Nope.
it. Nope.
Seahawks -1.
Okay.
Against the Rams.
Yep.
And Max, grand finale.
Is there a noise for the grand finale?
Bum-ba-da-dum.
My pick.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
I want the grossest pick, the Browns Steelers under.
Okay.
I think it's like 31.
I
32
just saw
and a half.
32.5. Yep.
Did someone else? Wait, did someone take that?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I also saw Steelers 1.5, so I don't know.
I've got right now Steelers +1 on the bar or on ESPN Barstool Sportsbook.
I didn't get a pancake update this week, so I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Fantasy fuck boys.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, what's up, you fuck?
Fucking loser.
My
up, you
name's
fuck
Mario Battialevi.
Yeah, Mario.
Mario. My stardom is flashlights.
Oh,
It's
Flashlight.
getting dark this time of year. You're going to need a flashlight on your person at all times.
I
Fuck
feel-
the sun.
hey, I got a theory. I think Mario might have just picked his fantasy fuck boys based on what we talked about.
It might be. It could be.
My
hey, the
sit-em.
sun. The
Did
sun.
you sit him, Carson Wentz?
The sun.
No.
I haven't seen you around too much. Why you been? What you snitch? You
My
snitch?
sit-em is Smoke.
Smoke.
One of the OGs, all-time greatest
Yeah.
smoke is Snoop Dogg. He retired from
R.I.P.
smoke.
Oh, he didn't die.
No, he
Not
retired.
dead.
Retired.
But he might as well be. He retired from smoke.
Full-time gummy guy now.
Probably going to last a couple weeks.
Have some brownies.
And my sleeper, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with him. He'll fucking choke you and put you to sleep.
Put you to
Yeah.
sleep.
He's sleeping with fishies.
Love
right
that.
Hey, what's up, assholes? It's Tommy DeVito. Looking forward to playing football this weekend for the New York Giants.
You're always Tommy DeVito.
I'm Tommy DeVito this week again. Bitch, shut the fuck up, Hank. Your quarterback's Mac Jones. He's worse than I am.
Bailey Zappi, third string.
I'm starting beer. We're drinking beer again.
Love that.
It's beer season in the wintertime. I'm sitting not drinking beer. I used to not drink beer sometimes, but now guess what? We're drinking some Suns. And my sleeper this weekend is me, Tommy DeVito. That's right. Tommy's going to go into Landover, Maryland, and he's going to throw for at least 20 yards. That's
hell yes.
That's a fucking promise. That's a DeVito family promise.
Love that. Love that. Tommy DeVito, you like chicken palm?
I love chicken palm.
Chicken
My favorite
palm.
dish. Chicken palm and Bad Boys. That's what I call world-class night.
Chicken palm. What's up, you fucks? My name's George Santos.
Hey, Georgie boy.
My stardom is OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Fucking love that shit. Love tipping everyone. Seeing all these chicks, guys, whatever you want, whatever you're into.
It's supporting small business owners.
Yeah, my situm is my OnlyFans page. I don't have one. Didn't peel a banana with my feet on it. People ask me that.
Georgie, did you?
I never
did you
did
have
that. I never said that.
Peeled a banana with your feet?
No,
Hey, Georgie, what do those Tootsies do, huh?
no, it's never happened. And then my sleeper is gonna be Hank Lockwood.
The fuck?
People sleeping on this guy. He's an up and comer.
Hey.
He's a fucking guy. He's a made guy. He's a good guy. Oh, Max is making a face like I don't know about that.
You know
He's
what
a real piece of shit.
You know what I heard about Hank? I heard that maybe he's got conflicting business priorities.
Oh, what's that?
That's what I heard, not from me. Are we still doing the voices?
No.
Not from me. I didn't hear that. I didn't say that. But there's some
We can talk about
questions
it.
about where Hank's priorities lie right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's a mutiny going on.
A mutiny
You
is
got to
incorrect.
get your boys in
What
order.
happened?
A mutiny is incorrect.
What happened?
I don't know. I tried to ask Max, and he was like, "I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it."
Are they going at the king?
Max and Memes are forming a coalition.
We just, it's been a long time coming, this new office. There was a couple new things that are coming around, and Hank is PMT is just not his top priority anymore, and that's just a fact.
That's bad.
Can you give me some examples?
Give us
'Cause
some
I truly
examples.
don't understand what
We need to hear the
It's-
examples.
There's just one example, and I get it. I agree with you. Viva TV should be a big thing, but it's just part of my take doesn't matter anymore.
Why? What happened?
Yeah, but what have I done to make you think that part of my take doesn't matter?
Well,
This is where I
every
get
every
confused.
Thursday night we release our PMT vlog and PMTV vlog, and we had an agreement that I was like, oh, this Viva TV thing, you're gonna go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're gonna go Thursday.
Oh no, you broke the agreement.
And then
We're
all of a
going
sudden
2
today,
times a week for till the new year.
And
So
then
we're
what are
doing
the-
Monday, Thursday.
oh, Hank, I side with the boys in the booth.
They're on. It's at different times.
I side with the boys. In
What-
the booth.
They're not released at the same time?
No,
what are the
How
times?
close?
2 hours.
It's kind of similar.
So
Pretty
Thursday nights.
For a few weeks, yeah.
But what was Monday, Wednesday, Friday was the agreement.
Yeah, it sounds like you don't.
It
care
could have
about
gone
us
Monday,
anymore.
Friday.
I'm
And
with
then-
the mutiny.
And then we
Off with his
also,
head.
I also talked to him about it, and then it became a you and us situation.
Oh,
and I was like,
Dead.
you and us.
well, then I was like, I thought you were
I said,
on.
what time
I thought
are we putting up PMTV?
No,
I'm
you
not
said, what
telling
time are you
and
putting
then I
out
started saying, if you're gonna keep me out of the
Wrong,
conversation,
wrong,
Did
wrong.
you and us? Us?
you and us.
No.
He did you and Awesome, and it's also about Hank being like, well, I'm technically like the senior vice president. I'm SVP, so I don't really work on part of my take. I just happen to
that
sit
also
here.
was the
yeah.
That also was part of the
He's
discussion.
SVP, and the head logo is spinning, and he's laughing at us.
it is a tough, there's a lot of shows, podcasts, streams, like things have to come out in the same days. There's not enough time. There's not enough days in the week to
Plenty
just
of days.
do.
Memes is the real one who should be.
Yeah,
who-
Memes doesn't speak. He just fucking chirps me from the clouds.
I like that memes. Keep going. Izzy Army,
Izzy Army.
stand up.
So Hank, what do you think about these guys? Like, to me, I'm concerned because it sounds like you don't have your boys in order.
It's Memes. Memes is a mutineer.
Mutineer, nice.
And I don't. Again, like YouTube, the way YouTube works, the algorithm, like people are gonna watch what they want to watch. I think releasing something at the same time would be crazy. I think releasing things at different times, when you have a company with, 50 shows that all do videos.
I don't think it has anything to do with
podcasts.
I don't think it has anything to do with the scheduling. To be honest, I think it's more of a you versus us kind of thing. I don't like that. You forgot where you came from.
I haven't. That's crazy. Crazy.
Actually, now that I think about it, Big Cat, did we ever give Hank any crap about one of his guys forgetting to press the button? Because that technically,
this isn't what we have to talk about.
That's true.
You supervised.
That was on you. Or having one of his guys have like the worst attitude ever and just be like moping all the time and saying "Izzy" into the microphone.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem for too much longer. But
Now you can't say that. You know, memes will just spiral. Memes can't take jokes like that.
We didn't say it was memes.
Memes, he's not going to fire you.
I just like the idea.
Might reassign your ass.
TV.
Oh. Just reverse it.
I like the idea of just blaming Hank for everything that they do, though.
Yeah.
That to me seems like good workfo.
No, I don't like
fair.
that. I don't like that.
I am their boss.
I don't like that.
No, I love it. Because
but
that way I just get to get mad at Hank. And, I mean, on top of the parking post situation, Hank, things have been kind of dicey.
I feel like they're not too far off. It's a you versus us kind of thing. You forgot about us.
I am us.
No, you're you. We're us. You're you. We're us.
You hear
We're all us.
No, you first said
everything that every view, every dollar, everything goes back to Dave Portnoy.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure that you're still part of this team. Like, you still look at
Yeah, you
this
still
team.
like us. You still want to, like, did you do the best for us?
I like most of the people here.
Okay, rank us. No, I'm just kidding.
No ranking. But also
Memes and Max are like, fuck, we're going to be bottom.
Hank had a look on his face that was like, I really want to rank you.
Yeah.
Also, the moral of the story is there's 2 great vlogs that are out right now. Me and PFT.
Which one should people watch first?
I think whatever the people want to watch.
Okay.
I want them to watch. This is a team thing.
Very similar names.
I don't.
Same day.
Memes is also upset about the name. I will say me and PFT had a nice. Did
you come up with the name PMTV memes?
Me and Liam did.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I like this.
Me and PFT did a nice investigative journalism of the headspace of Rico Bosco during the Invitational.
Scary place.
Scary place.
Terrifying.
It was up close and personal. You should go give it a watch.
I will say this. People are going to give Rico some shit for not paying attention to the mopping, but he did a great job being the assistant coach for the FAULs.
Memes, do you think people shouldn't put out podcasts on the same day?
No, I think they should.
What's the difference?
Different podcast is a sports podcast.
So-
Microdosing is a
Well, those don't go on the
Yeah,
same
what
day.
is macrodosing memes?
conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, one vlog is a vlog about PMT, and one vlog is a vlog about
What's
goes on in the
what's
office.
Viva TV about?
what happens at the Barstool office.
What's PMTV about?
What happens within the Part of My Take podcast.
Where's the Part of My Take podcast?
This situation, it was at the basketball arena.
One trust.
All right. I think we should just end this discussion and just say you're on notice.
That's fine.
You're suspect.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Keep your house in order, Hank.
We'll start
That
looking
I
at
need to
this.
do. That is my biggest takeaway.
You got to clean your home?
I gotta yeah.
Oh.
Now
He's threatening memes again.
now Hank's going to take some Adderall tomorrow morning and then just spend all day breathing down your necks.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. Can we also make a video series of Hank bossing you guys around as a sub-brand underneath PMTV?
Yeah, you produced that one.
Okay. Got it. Oh, wait, I have to do my 1 second in the life of Angry Hank Lockwood TikTok that I'm working on for this entire year.
Have you been getting every day?
Yeah, I started yesterday.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's
363
What if
days.
you don't see him some days? What about next week, Thanksgiving?
No, I'll find him.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our interview. We got Ryan Fitzpatrick and Andrew Whitworth in studio. And who's it brought to us by?
We're going to get to Fitzy and Whitworth in a second. Before we do, they're brought to you by Duracell. Few sports are more demanding than auto racing. Because of those standards, Williams Racing only trusts one brand of batteries. That's Duracell. You might not think that you need the same level of performance in your batteries until you do. That's because Duracell is engineered for more and a proud partner of Williams Racing. Don't forget, we're giving away the ultimate experience, race tickets, paddock club passes, meet and greet with one driver, and way more. If you're watching on YouTube, scan the QR code or visit DuracellMiamiExperience.com/barstool to enter. That's DuracellMiamiExperience.com/barstool to enter. Paddock Club passes, race tickets, meet and greet with one driver, and much, much more. And make sure to tune into the race this weekend in Vegas. And now, here's Fitzy and Whitworth.
Okay, we now welcome on 2 recurring guests, but they're together. It is Andrew Whitworth, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. They're in Chicago. We're going to run this next week. Apologies for the Bears-Panthers game, but you guys have an awesome slate coming up. You have Bengals-Ravens, right?
Do.
Yes.
So,
in Baltimore.
Yeah.
We're on opposite sides of it, too. It's not contentious.
Yeah.
Well, we both played for the Bengals. People forget.
Yeah,
you know?
people do forget.
mean,
Do you when you do these Thursday Night Football games, are you just like, oh, I guess I'm rooting for this team. I guess I'm rooting for the half the league is yours.
yeah, well, Whit only Bengals and Rams. He'll root for them every time. He already said the Rams are making the playoffs this year. He still stands by it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they're
Receipts.
gonna win more than 7.5 games this year.
That's actually what I said.
I said
Yeah.
they stink right before the Cowboys game, and I was proven very right.
Okay.
Well, Matt Stafford got hurt.
Yeah, but they stink.
But we actually have a whiteboard in my house, and we write all the teams down and then that I've played for and circle the ones that win or lose. And the other week I went 0-5 with 4 bye weeks.
That's a rough
It was
week.
a rough week for us. But usually when they play each other, then it's like, okay, we're guaranteed at least some sort of win.
You get a win. Yeah.
You're probably the best person to ask about this. Like Josh Dobbs, he's bounced around a little bit. We want him to find a forever home. What he did last week, how hard is that actually to go to a new city and you've got like 3 days to practice? You don't even get any reps in practice. How difficult is that to step into a game and do what he did?
It's impossible. It's
Insanity.
impossible. We saw it last year with Baker Mayfield when he went to L.A. and the Raiders game, but Baker was going to be the starter for that game. Like Josh was an afterthought. They brought him in. They had to get a rookie ready to play.
Right.
So all their focus was on Hall and what he was doing and the game plan. And for him to step in, on the sideline, talking with the center about where he puts his hands, what the snap count is, how do you want me to – that was like during a game. And Atlanta lost the game.
Right.
Like that was it's I don't know that it'll ever be done again. I mean, that was insane.
So from an offensive lineman's perspective, when you have a new guy who you've never blocked for, do they say something like, "Hey, this is what I like to do. I'm going to roll right," like, or is that even a discussion?
Probably not in that moment because they didn't have time.
Right.
They don't know him well, and he's just getting in there trying to survive, right? I mean, he wasn't in there long enough to know half the plays and concepts, right? So he's trying to figure that out. So I don't imagine there's a lot of dialogue with that. But as a lineman, especially tackles, you're protecting the edges. So you don't know, is this a quarterback who likes to sit deep in the pocket? Does he like to climb up in the pocket? Like, you're trying to feel this guy out as the game goes and where you need to protect for him. And then I think we talked about it, like probably beneficial that it was a road game and they're using a lot of silent count, right? Because then you don't have to go off cadence, because a quarterback's first time you're in I don't care what practice, what it is, the first time a new quarterback comes in and says the cadence, somebody's jumping.
Yeah.
And the whole game you're going to be guessing how he's going to use his cadence and those things. So I think it probably helped him out some being in the gun, using silent count. At least that way they're just using their mechanisms and not the quarterback.
Yeah. So we're at the point of the season where obviously injuries start piling up. And this is a question for both of you, because it's great that they probably did this on purpose, quarterback, offensive lineman. How many injuries to the offensive line has it become like, we're in trouble? Because I know like teams can come over one, they overcome one, but 2, then 3, it's like depth issue, but also cohesiveness with the quarterback. What's that tipping point usually in a season where it's like we're now in some trouble? No offense to the backups, but at some point, it's like we just aren't playing as a team.
Well, I think that probably the premium is your outside guys first.
Yeah.
In the sense of it, depending on the team, right? If you got a young quarterback, veteran center is without question a massive loss if you lose that kind of guy, because he's probably declaring everything. He's doing all the communication for that young guy and probably the calming force a little bit for him while he's playing. But, in most offenses where you got elite tackle play, you look at San Francisco, how good they were playing until Trent Williams goes down and misses a couple games here that he's not healthy. Like, it matters because you literally build your offense around how good that guy is and what he does. And so that is a big loss. You look at what happened to the Rams last year. It's unheard of, right? I mean, every position other than the right tackle was just a rolling wheel of players. That you have no chance. But I would say for good football teams, probably one or two is like the max, and that really depends on the quarterback situation and probably whether that's a young guy or a veteran QB who kind of knows. Drew Brees was an artist that I used to always say. Obviously, being with the Rams, I'm rooting against the Saints, and it's like, man, the Saints are missing some linemen. I'd get livid watching Drew Brees just get the ball out fast, have all these answers for, oh man, he's under all these pressure, but the ball comes out. I think those kind of guys can handle it better, but you better be in that kind of situation if you lose one or two guys.
I've got a different take than Super Bowl champion Andrew Whitworth. How many consecutive games did he play?
Did I play?
Yeah.
I played a lot.
The man played a lot. So for the bad teams, I always had that rule where, like, if I'm in the huddle and there are at least two guys lining up on the offensive line that weren't here at the beginning of the year, that's the tipping point for me. We can do one, we could fill in at left guard, but that's when, like, you're on your third guy and you're moving your right tackle to left. And
we weren't really talking about the teams that are going to go 6 and
We're
so
it depends what perspective
that had
you
a chance,
want.
anyways.
But that's a good point, because it does feel like the minute you get that second, it's like, like even the Browns right now, Jedrick Wills goes down.
Yep.
They've now lost both
Conklin.
tackles, and now they're talking about swapping their tackles, which I think people
Nightmare.
don't understand when they're like, oh yeah, we'll just put the right tackle at the left tackle. It's like, that's totally different position.
100. I mean, Tristan Wirfs, obviously has done it this year, and it's insane to me that he's done it as well as he has. Because I was making this point when we were talking about their game a couple weeks ago. Like, name a guy that that's played both sides that was like a really good player. Like, there's just not any. Right. I mean, most of the time that guy was an average player at best.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just, whenever they say that, it's like, that's not an easy fix.
Yeah.
Like, flipping a guy on the other side is not the answer. Maybe putting another guy, whoever your best left is, and give him help a lot, chip or do whatever you got to do to help him, to me would be better, and at least be good on one side where the quarterback knows, like, hey, I can trust my right side, like we feel good about. The left side, I know where pressure is going to probably be coming from.
And to Witt's point too, sorry, he said, and he put it in context for me, because even for me, it's hard to say, like, well, why can't you just flip over to the right side?
Right.
Like, next time you go to the bathroom, wipe with your left hand. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give it a wipe with the opposite hand. See what happens.
I had hand surgery back when I was in high school on my right hand. My life was turned upside down by not being able to use my right arm.
What do you mean?
I don't get it. I'm confused.
I think we can
Strange.
For like writing.
We can read.
writing.
Weights.
Got
A lot
you.
of writing. Yeah. If you're playing left tackle though, and you try to switch to the right, like as a left tackle, is one side of your body naturally stronger from doing that? The same like pass set every single time?
Yeah, if you look at most offensive linemen, like retired players, if you're a right tackle, the left side of your body is where the majority of your injuries are. Your left ankle, knee, hip, left arm, elbow, because that's really where you're, taking all the pressure on that side of your body. And then if you're a left tackle, it's the right side of your body, because your inside part, your outside leg is your kick and stretch leg. That's how you move. But the inside leg is how you stop force and power and everything else. So, usually your inside part of your body is what's injured the most. So a lot of guys, why they can't flip, like even for somebody like me, like my right side of my body is where I took all my injuries. So to go to the right side and start telling me I got to open that up and move it a whole bunch, it's like, man, no, that part of my body doesn't want to move at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
What Fitz, for when you're playing a defense, which would you rather go up against, man or zone? And would you rather them blitz or not blitz?
Man, 100% of the time.
Really?
For
'Cause,
sure.
like Gino, I'm fascinated with Gino, who can't play against man defense, and he just kills zone.
Which is shocking, because that's about matchups, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, who's Gino throwing to? Okay, we got Lockett, we got DK, and we've got Smith and Jigba. So it's like they should be able to win some of those matchups. That's the hard thing, is when you don't have dudes to throw to. You got to manufacture it. The rubs, the back out of the backfield, that kind of stuff. But for me, if it's man coverage and I got a guy, it doesn't matter if it's doubled. If it's Brandon Marshall, I'm just closing my eyes and throwing it.
Right.
And some years it works, and some years it doesn't.
We were saying that about Joe Burrow. It does feel like once or twice a game, he's just like, I'm just gonna throw it to Jamar.
Yep.
And even Jalen Hurts with AJ Brown, like, I'm just gonna throw it up there. It probably is not smart, but he's going to make the catch most times.
When you watch it, he makes a play. It's like sometimes we complicate football too much.
Right.
My guy's better than your guy, so I'm going to give my guy a chance. And
Yeah.
that's why I love the AJ Brown thing, because it's like that's what he does 3 times a game, and 2 out of 3, it's either pass interference or AJ's bringing it down.
Yeah.
So, Fitz, from your perspective, we're actually talking about this on Monday's show. As a quarterback, do you bring 2 separate outfits to wear after the game in case you lose and in case you win? Because there's no
Burrow.
worse look than a guy wearing something at the podium after they just took a big loss, and it's Cam Newton having the shirt that looks like your drapes and like a cowboy hat with tassels on, and he's answering questions somberly. Did that occur to you? Because I know that you wore some pretty crazy post-game stuff.
But that's why I always borrowed other people's stuff, because I would just show up
He
in
still does that now.
normal. I would just show up in something normal, and then I would be like, oh, okay, we actually won a game. Like, here we go. I got to put somebody's stuff on.
Yeah.
Which is the Deshaun stuff and other outfits as well. But, yeah, it's always a tough look, going up to the podium and then having to walk back to the bus, and the flare when you just lost by 30.
Yeah, that is tough. You're all dripped out, and everyone's just talking. Like the sad walk back to the bus. You're
tough.
hearing, it's not good. I would see these are the small things that we think about that probably players don't think about as much. But you guys, you went to Harvard, you went to LSU.
Similar schools.
Which school do you think is harder to graduate in 4 years? Because I would say LSU.
Yeah.
That might be true.
I'm gonna go LSU. 4 years would be tough, man. I mean,
It's
you
a
got
lot.
2 years of being incoherent. So
Yeah, exactly.
you got a lot of work to do in 2 years.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, they don't have a Freds in Cambridge.
Yeah, you're not worried about Freds and bogeys and Tigerland.
Yeah,
Not as
Yeah, I
many
agree. I would
distractions.
say LSU.
Yeah.
yeah. You had a pretty good
Harvard's.
class.
It's really hard to get into, right?
Yes.
That's the hard
For
part.
some, yeah.
For some, not for this guy.
You went to school with who was it? Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
Was at
Natalie
Harvard.
Portman was there.
Did you hang out with her?
Never.
Oh,
No,
that's-
not once.
You weren't in the
Yeah.
Natalie Portman.
JTT.
Listen,
Oh, really?
he
Yeah.
can barely get in there now. I mean, he took us last year. So look, we go
my
to the
God.
Patriots game. We're there. He's like, hey, I've never been on a subway. He's like, man, we're gonna take the.
Whit had never been on a
Never
subway.
been on a subway. I'm
We took
East
him on the
Coast dude.
T.
Yeah, they don't have
Took me
subways
on
in
the T.
Louisiana. That's
Took me on the
ocean.
T. I went on the T. We went to Harvard. Fitz was going to give us a tour of the school. We got kicked out of the cafeteria as soon as we walked into it. They're like, get the hell out of here. I don't know who you are or what you're doing. Get out of here.
Wow.
So we get kicked out in our first building. It was
Then we went to the Widener Library, and thank God Tony Gonzalez was there.
Yeah, so
because
Tony
they
being a
saw
beautiful
me.
human, we got invited to go on a tour by one of the guys that worked in the building. It was great. But
Yeah.
Fitz got us kicked out of the
got
cafeteria.
kicked out of the
It was great.
library.
No
That's
clout. No clout.
Zuck was there at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever
Yeah.
meet with Zuck?
Did you get face smashed?
No.
Is that what it was called? Smash or pass?
I've done that, but I don't
that
think
was
that's
like
what
the
it's called.
Winkle. No, yeah, the Winklevi, Zuck, they were all there. Yeah, the whole crew.
Yeah.
That's like the Florida, like the era where they had Dan Bilzerian, Aaron Hernandez, Tim Tebow. Oh, that's like Harvard for you guys.
Yeah, you've seen the movie. I mean, that's exactly how the parties were.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's exactly what went down. All right, so you guys have, I mentioned at the top, you have a good schedule coming up. Again, sorry for the Bears-Panthers. Black Friday. So Dolphins, Jets. I have a question about the Jets offensive line. And maybe because we actually having this conversation with our friend Sam Schwartzstein, who you guys know. He was in the
Oh, yeah.
studio.
Sam.
Really smart guy. Great interview. The offensive line, it's so easy when a team struggles to be like, the offensive line sucks. The Jets feel like maybe that could be true. What is the fix when you're having those type of problems? Is it coaching? Is it play calling? Is it like how do you fix it in season? Like, we cannot protect the passer here.
Yeah, I think there's so many things that go into that, right? I mean, you got to know the guys you have up front, what they're good at, because regardless of when you're struggling, I think sometimes, as Fitz said earlier, like we make it more difficult than it is. And it's like, all right, if we're going to have to be a team that we run the football first and run play actions, like what's the best version of a play action we can do with the guys we have? And then if we get in those downs where we've got to sit back there and throw it and we got to throw the ball, then we've got to have some answers, whether in the screen game, being able to move the quarterback at times, getting the ball out faster, is that quick game, whatever it is. And the problem with that is, in this situation, I don't know that what Zach Wilson's good at yet. So It's like, all right, what is our answer with our line, and then what is it that we can trust Zach? Like, all right, if we're going to move to quick game because our line struggles and we want him to just jump everybody and we're going to get the ball out fast, then there's got to be a trust that the ball's actually going to come out fast and that you can read zones and know this is who it's got to go to. So I think to me it's about, man, I don't know if they have any – we talk about identities on offense, but I don't know if they know enough about who they are and what they're good at to have any answer other than let's just try and run the football because we're big and strong and that's what they want to do. But you look in every game where that's not an answer for them, it's over with.
Yeah.
Like they have no offensive answer other than we could run the football and try and smash somebody.
Right.
I think their identity is – we're hoping Aaron Rodgers is going to come back.
Exactly.
Their identity
it's
is watch this
weight.
pregame throw that Aaron Rodgers makes. Maybe he'll come back in a couple weeks.
Yeah. How pissed would you be? And Fitz, you can answer this too, because Zach Wilson, we said it, he's been struggling. He loves to take sacks to the max. Like when he's going to get sacked, he's like, let me get even 10 yards back, further back. Would you tell him like, hey man, like if a sack is a sack, don't go backwards every single time, because it feels like they're in like 4th and 16, 4th and 20 more than any other team.
Yeah, and I would say not firing shots, but the work that we do watching like Justin Fields is kind of the same way, where there's some bad sacks, and so there's different styles of quarterbacks, right? And so the Tom Brady's, the Drew Brees, the Peyton Manning, like that ball was coming out. It didn't matter who was in front of them, what the front five were. Yep. It was coming out. They were going to defeat you just by doing it over and over and over again and frustrating you. But then you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, and you look at all these next-gen stats and stuff like time to throw for Patrick Mahomes. It's like 4 seconds. Like
right.
It's crazy at times. Like the amount of times
and one of the least sack quarterbacks.
And he's one of the least sack quarterbacks. So for me, it's like if Zach Wilson, first of all, only scramble forward.
Right.
Never go backwards out of the pocket, because it was something that was a huge issue for him last year that he got a little bit better at, and now we've seen a little bit more of a regression. But Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady too, I guess, like the pocket presence and being able to move around. And
it always was up.
So amazing. So stop running out of the back of the pocket, because sometimes Zach Wilson, he has a hard time, even though he's got a strong arm, making it back to the line of scrimmage with the throw, so it's not grounding.
Right.
It's like he's on his back foot throwing it 35 yards.
Right.
Tom, that's what's so incredible. Like he got injured. He tore his ACL stepping up in the pocket and taking a shot like that. And then he came back like even more fearless to step up in that pocket and throw. Because like if you're a young quarterback, you see these big dudes coming at you, it's human nature to say, well, I'd rather run away from those guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of clips with Zach and that would be my biggest thing that I don't quite, say that I would buy in with him with is that it's just a lot of plays where it's just like, dude, you have no feel. Like do you not feel that the entire line is getting, like, you got to be able to feel that. Mahomes is so great at that. Yeah. The second he feels a lineman's backing up or there's pressure, he's gone. Like he's finding a new place to stand. I'm somewhere else. But there was a couple clips the other night, like Zach's standing there just patting the ball, and literally both tackles are just condensing down on him. I'm like, dude, do you not feel this happening? Like,
right.
I think there's a lot of football that is hard to explain. Like when you're a really good football player, you just feel it and you just know what's happening. Like when I was playing to play a long time, I could feel somebody's about to roll up the back of my legs. I could feel that I'm like, oh, I'm in traffic, I'm in trouble. Like I knew when to get myself out of those situations, and I just don't see that kind of feel. That I don't know that there's a fix for that.
And I will say, like watching Will Levis, I mean, he was a guy, week one, lights the world on fire, 4 touchdowns. But watching him play the next week when we had their game against Pittsburgh, like he has a feel.
Right.
And I don't know if that's because he played a bunch in college. Brock Purdy played a bunch in college. So it's actually like getting out there and playing in these games. But Will Levis, we came out of that game.
Me too. Yeah.
More respect.
Yeah.
For this dude. I think I gained more respect in the non-4 touchdown
That's
game.
what I told him after the game. I said, look, like 4 touchdowns in the debut, amazing. Like the fantasy football owners, they love you and everything, but like I come out of this game more impressed watching you. The beating he took early, how he still stayed in there and delivered some of those throws, he was really impressive.
And just seeing like a rookie quarterback be able to climb the pocket like that, that's, you just see it and you're like, okay, this guy gets it. Like he's going to be successful.
Yeah, and it good offensive line. Like Detroit's got a great offensive line, but quarterbacks can also help out a lot. I mean, some of those stats. Like Sam Howell is a good example of a guy, especially early on, it was like taking so many sacks.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is they put a lot of pressure on him because they throw the ball so much.
Right.
But, there's another guy that he's a young guy. He has played a lot of football, but he's had to learn this year how to know when the play is over, how to get the ball out. And, he's put a lot of pressure on that offensive line because of the amount of throws they have, but also in holding the ball back there.
And I think he's gotten better.
I agree.
Damn, 9.5.
I thought that was something where it would be tough to improve on because it's like human nature, like you are who you are. He's played so much football. It's going to be tough to teach him to avoid sacks. But it seems like he's improved. I might be a delusional Commanders fan.
No, I agree.
No,
I agree.
we agree.
I like him. I like watching him play. I think he's competitive, and I do think some of those things he got away with in college that you can't get away with in the NFL, but he's learning that right now. Okay, I can do this. I can't do this. And it's been fun to watch him progress.
He's 4-0 against Super Bowl winning head coaches. You know that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
fun
a good
stat.
right there.
If
I
you
like
include
that
the
one.
preseason win against Harbaugh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which I do because that was, they take the preseason.
Well,
against their
preseason worked out
Well,
good
since
for
Matt
Kenny
Canada-
Pickett in relation to the season as well.
Since Matt Canada
thank
came down on the field, the Steelers haven't lost either. So
That's
Yeah.
Is there a difference in having an offensive coordinator or a defensive in the booth as opposed to the sidelines? Because we've got Wilkes out in San Francisco, right?
It's the
And he's
same
moving
kind
down.
of relation to player-only meetings. It means the end is real close.
yeah,
Right?
when you're making
that
that
means
switch.
the ending is coming real. If you're doing player-only team meetings, kind of what happened with McDaniels and those guys, like, hey, the players are leading this thing.
Yeah.
The end is real close. If you're bringing the coordinator out of the booth and he's going to stand down on the field,
Yeah.
we're right there on the teeter edge. You know what? I'm not going to fire you.
Yeah.
Come down on the field and let's see if we can stand by each other and this thing can go better.
I think we aren't the smartest guys, but one thing that we do very well is seeing those signs. It's always the owner vote of confidence. If the owner has to come out and say we like our GM, we like our head coach, no, they don't.
Yeah.
If you have to say it, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming.
If you're the midway point and we're having player meetings like that, just go ahead and get ready for the offseason, get a plan, start getting a game plan for your vacation because it's coming soon.
Then it leaks out what went on in the
Yeah.
meeting, too.
Oh,
Were
yeah.
you a leaker or no?
Come on. Who was I going to leak things to in Cincinnati? Did people cover our game?
Would you guys talk in the player only meetings?
No, I usually just sat back and said, it's like a great just drama on TV. Like, I'm going to watch this shit show happen. Like, I'm going to watch just all the chaos. I might even kind of throw a little flame out. Hey, you remember you really hated that concept we had a couple weeks ago, right? Do you want to talk about it? I love to kind of stir it up because I always trusted I could calm it back down. So I like to kind of flame it up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Walking out of a players only meeting, I have to imagine the emotion is the same every time, which is that was a shit show.
Yeah.
We all just yelled at each other.
It's also you get back to your then meeting rooms, quarterback room, O-line room, and the coaches are like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Who said it?
Yeah.
And it's like,
They're
okay.
talking shit about me?
Yeah.
We were a full flow shit show.
When the coach says it starts and ends with me in a press conference, that's also a sign that the end is near for him.
Yeah.
When they say I got to take a long look in the mirror, if 2 weeks in a row you say I got to look in the mirror on this one, then that's a good sign. You're not going to be around for that much.
That, and then also anytime a coach talks about how good the practice was,
Oh, yeah.
they're like, we've been practicing great. It just hasn't
We had
been
a
showing
great
up on
week last
Sunday. It's
week.
like,
We had a
I don't
great
believe that. Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it's a practice.
I don't know why we were terrible today. We had a great week of practice.
Yeah, you should have seen it. The guys were firing all week.
You mean all the plays we scripted together worked well?
You're
Yeah,
running against
great.
air? Yeah, those do work.
Can you guys talk to us about C.J. Stroud? Because we've been Stroud boys, believers in C.J. since the very beginning. Since week one, we're like, okay, this guy is going to be a better quarterback than Bryce, at least his rookie year. But with C.J., it looks like he's doing stuff that even vets are astounded with. So what is it about him? Is it the mental processing? Is it the throws that he's making, or what is it?
So I would say, first of all, just watching him throw the football. It's pretty. Like
effortless.
if you have a son, you're like, all right, if you want to learn how to throw, just watch this guy and the way that it comes out. But I've been really impressed. It's Slowick is running that San Fran, Shanahan. Really impressed, with his accuracy, his toughness. But even last week, for him to take that team down the field in 48 seconds or whatever it was against Tampa Bay on the 10-yard line, Mr. Clutch, and throw the touchdown, those are games that are going to start defining this dude's career and giving a new feel to the Texans. Mm-hmm. So I've been nothing but impressed with them. I think a lot of it as we go forward, when the season started, were we big Houston Texan guys?
No.
But now he's got me believing, man.
Yeah.
And he's got all the. So
it's that rare characteristic, right? With Burrow, some of these young guys we've seen, Mahomes, where just all of a sudden you like even start believing in the guys they play with more. You're like, oh, wait a minute, this dude makes this guy better. Now I think this dude's a better receiver than I thought he was last year.
Right.
I believe in this defense more. You can just kind of see the effect. I think when you talk about that position. It is obviously the most important position in football, but also to a team's confidence and belief and really how they go out and play. When they find one who's like, oh, man, this dude's different, that whole team takes this step where you're like, man, this dude plays with more confidence I've ever seen him play with, regardless of the quarterback. And so I think he's got that rare trait where you're seeing guys – they find a new level of themselves just with playing with him, which I think is what makes you really the most excited.
That's interesting to think about. And I think if you've got a guy that is – like elevating everybody else's confidence around him, there's probably an element of guys being like, oh, this isn't a wasted year.
Yeah.
Like this is actually, we're in the window right now. Because I would imagine if you're on a team, there are some years where after a few weeks, like, well, this is going to be a season where I'm going to go out there, put out the best film I can, try to compete. It's my job. I'm going to take pride in it. But if you don't have that actual belief in being able to do great things, then you're probably not going to be able to reach that same level personally as a player.
Well, and compare it to Carolina, right? So Carolina's in a spot where they've got the young quarterback. There's so many pieces missing around them, and thus far, other than Adam Thielen, like nobody else has been elevated really on that offense. Whether it's Bryce's play or the play calling or the line or whatever it is, I think they're two really interesting ones to look at. Because coming into this year, if you're like, okay, who's going to have a better year? Not Bryce or CJ, but who's going to have a better year, the Panthers or Houston? I think a lot of people would have said Carolina. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority in that, but I thought Carolina would have a better year. But now you're looking at it and you're like, these guys, not just a quarterback away, they're 6, 7,
you start going,
away.
how do they get better?
Yeah.
When you look at their team, it's like, all right, well, how could you make this team better right now? Mm-hmm. Well, wait a minute, they traded all this draft capital to get him. So they don't have a lot of that to fix it with. So they got to make great decisions. Where if you're Houston, now you got this confidence in the quarterback. You're seeing how he plays. You see guys stepping up places, you start believing in other guys on the roster. Even from a front office standpoint, you start going, all right, we know the 2 or 3 pieces we need to put around this guy, and we're going to be a whole lot better really fast. I relate that to Burrow in Cincinnati. You're talking about an organization who had never signed free agents. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden they get Joe Burrow and they see his impact and Jamar Chase and these guys, and they're like, oh, we're going to get Trey Hendrickson. We're going to go get this guy, DJ Reader. They started investing in people outside the building, which they'd never done in their history. And it's not just them all of a sudden changing. It's, whoa, this dude just made us all think we're this close. We got this much confidence in our organization. And I think that's something CJ's doing to Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Wow, let's see what they do from here with it.
Yeah, yeah. How much fun do you guys have on the road? It feels like you have a lot of fun.
It's the best, man. I mean, Whit usually gets in on like Monday, but
you get boy,
here we go.
We get it. Whit's always got some side stuff going on. We definitely always are in Wednesday. Last night we took in a comedy show at the Laugh Factory, had dinner together. I think the coolest thing about it, I don't know what other networks do or what it's like elsewhere, but we all genuinely like each other.
Yeah,
we like hanging out, and it's so much fun, so much different than a player because. As a player, there's still all that stress in the back of your mind. There's, okay, I've got a meeting. Okay, I've got curfew. All right, tomorrow I actually have a game. I've got to go out and perform. I've got to get there for warm-ups. Where this is like we get to show up, talk about football, which we love, and have fun. Our producer isn't overly strict on like the commentary and what we're talking about. We truly enjoy each other and what we're talking about, which makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's just like if they asked me to get in town enough time to film something for like 10 minutes on Wednesday, I got to get in Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
You got to get situated.
Get a couple nice meals in.
Babe, they need me to come in and film something Wednesday at 4, so I need to get in Tuesday at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
body acclimated.
No, but this is how it goes too, and it ended up getting canceled. But we're in Baltimore next week, and Whit was like, we had to be in LA for something. He's like, well, if we do LA on Monday and Tuesday, we could fly to Vegas, which is on the way to Baltimore.
Well, Formula One stuff.
Tuesday night, Formula One. Play some golf Wednesday. Then we could get out. So that's like just trying to explain that to the wives. Of well, we actually have to. Amazon's making us.
Yeah.
This is the life on the road with when you're talking about football. You have to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So what was we were talking before we started taping. Fitzy's got some weird shower habits, some weird cleaning habits.
Okay,
I mean,
you seem like a smelly guy.
Okay, I'll
say
soap
involved.
I'll say two things. First. I mean, one thing was we went around the room. Maybe it was even Carissa that was asking. Was like, do you wash like with soap below your knees? The answer is no. Do you
What?
guys-
You let it trickle down.
You just let it trickle, right? Do you guys?
Yeah, I
wash
wash.
Yeah,
below? You scrub your calf.
I'll just give a little quick.
It's
That's
Line.
also like counts as my yoga for the day.
Okay.
Like one little stretch.
it's last of my priority, but if I'm taking normal shower, yeah, I'll
You'll
like,
get down
it
there.
You
takes-
do go below the knee.
It takes
Yeah.
half. It's not that.
Do you
far
guys
from
shower
me.
here? Do you guys have a locker
We
room?
do have a
Yeah.
shower here.
shower shoes or no? You go
I
in.
go shower sandals?
I'm raw dog.
No.
You're a raw
Raw
dog.
dog.
guy.
Raw dog
It
is
makes
love.
Some people have problems with that. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean it's
I'm a raw
gross.
dog.
It's gross sometimes when you go to like a real gym locker room that has a lot of people.
That builds
I would
character.
argue
No,
different.
listen, I don't put on sandals,
Yeah.
but I will admit sometimes I'm like, this may be a little gross.
You walk a little bit on your toes.
I'll do
Yeah,
the
right.
shuffle.
a little bit.
I'll
you do
shuffle.
like the toe.
like I'm in a shower that I know has been used like
Yeah.
75 times.
Shuffle.
today.
You get
Yeah.
as much of the gunk on your feet as
as much
possible.
as you want.
Build
Yeah.
up
How
your
often
immune
is the
system.
shower?
This
happening?
is maybe what Whit was getting to. I had a confrontation with my wife the other day. She said, "Okay, I'm going through the laundry. You've got 12 shirts and 2 pairs of underwear in the last 2 weeks. What's going on?" So, like, yeah, that's where I struggle.
Yeah,
That's
that
tough
is
to
bad.
justify.
That's on
That's
me.
bad.
That's
Caught
on
you
me.
red-handed on that.
Yeah, you
And
need
I think
to.
you went, what, 2 weeks in camp one time, no shower?
Yeah, but that was on like I bet myself. It was like a dare in Tennessee. 2
Oh,
weeks training
bet
camp,
yourself.
no shower.
How
Yeah,
nasty is that?
Yeah, that's
That-
gross.
just really pushing the limits. You know,
Pretty
Yeah.
bad. You get some like,
Biohacking.
fungus or
Yeah,
that's great.
Now, were you after
great.
every practicing game you're showering, or
Not every game, but every practice. Yes.
not every game.
No,
You didn't
it's
shower?
cold weather. You know, you're not really sweating that much. Playing on turf, don't have much dirt on you. Just gonna go home.
but you'd shower at home, right?
No,
No, if you get in bed.
oh man,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's weird.
no, I'm
your wife
weirded out
seems
by you
awesome.
guys.
No, what?
This is weird.
We're the normal people.
That-
Okay.
I think it's weird to not shower after you exercise
And
for
then get in
3
bed?
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the weird one.
And then you'd have those like weird black pellets.
Yeah, the black.
everywhere.
Now that's weird.
Yeah.
because those get
Yeah.
into
Got
everything.
them
I
in
mean,
your
you're a
bed.
hairy guy.
beads.
There's no way there weren't some pellets places we won't speak of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What, so for both of you, because you both ended your career, but it felt like, hey, they could keep playing. When was the last time you got a phone call?
I wouldn't say I got a phone call from a team. I got a lot of pressure last year. Obviously, I guess it
Dallas.
was Dallas early. People calling me, just buddies, like, man, you got to come here. And then some like reporters in Dallas and stuff. And then Cincinnati, when Jonah Williams went down last year, that was like, everybody in Cincinnati, like from outside the building, like, you got to come here, you got to do this. Blame Schrager and most people for getting it started. But I think it was some pressure, but I was no place. I'd been
Not
running
even
around
close?
with this guy
Yeah.
on the road on Thursdays. I was having too much fun.
I will say though, he just hit a drive 330
Yep.
in your little simulator, which
That's
is pretty
not
cool.
little.
Well, huge,
Yeah,
huge
thank
simulator.
you,
Sorry,
thank you.
super cool. And then he went like 6 for 7 from behind the arc from
Yep.
downtown on the court, and he didn't try to dunk, but he at least did like the I can get over the rim finger roll,
Those are high rims,
and
too.
they're high rims.
Yeah.
So I think he could still do it if he wanted to.
Have you gotten any
I could
calls?
take
'Cause
it
there's-
down.
There's been a lot of quarterback
No calls.
injuries.
No
Whereas
calls.
I think-
I'm done.
I would think you would. No,
You would
offense
be
to
an up-
Tommy DeVito.
You would
but-
be an upgrade for the Giants.
Yeah, Tommy DeVito maybe.
Right.
I don't know
Life-
if that's a compliment.
Again,
right
life
now, but
is good, guys.
Yeah.
we're having a good time.
Yeah.
Look, that's the thing. We have a good time doing the show. We have a good time traveling. But like this time right now, normally, like you take your normal Thursday. We finish our production meetings. Fitz and I go and just walk the city. Like we go find antique shops and dig into some, antique
You guys,
shop
a
and
couple
fur
old
shops. We go
retired married
buy.
couple.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
It's fun.
we've bought the crew. Fur in Green Bay. We bought Tony some gloves. We went in an antique toy shop, found some old 50, 60-year-old toys. We got these ladies in Green Bay at the fur shop to describe the rabbit fur and how it was removed and the noises the
They didn't
rabbits
kill any
make.
rabbits.
Yeah.
They didn't kill any. She just
screeching.
did the noises for us. Like if
Oh,
somebody,
that's cute.
literally, if we just documented our Thursdays at lunchtime walking around. I think Seattle, we did the fish market. We were throwing around raw fish.
Oh,
and
so
stuff.
you screwed up just now because Amazon's going to listen to this and be like, why aren't we doing a video?
Oh well, maybe I didn't mess up.
Yeah, you did mess up.
Well,
That's how it works in the content business. You got one fun thing you do, and they're like, how can we monetize this?
Yes.
Like,
Now you
damn
guys
it.
will have to travel out like Monday night.
Yeah.
Exactly.
next
So
day
if we're
of
doing
filming
something
it.
Thursday, but it's like a long segment, babe, how many days do you think I need to be there to acclimate?
I think Monday it's time zone. It's like traveling over to Europe. You got to be there, let your body adjust, and then you do the filming probably Tuesday morning,
Yeah, it's like a London.
and then you don't
Yeah.
have anything on Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday or Thursday until evening. But you still got to stay in town.
Exactly.
Being
Yeah,
practical
yeah.
to fly back and then fly back.
Wouldn't make
again.
sense.
No.
Yeah.
Would not make
The environment.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to do it. What's the best food city you've been to? You're going to say New Orleans. We were actually talking with Carissa.
I will say.
Yeah.
Now, Witt's going to be mad at me because he was doing a little keto, whatever, but it went out the window in New Orleans.
The diet was gone.
We were saying.
And I can't get back. I'm done.
With Carissa, New Orleans.
I was doing so good.
You go there. We went there for Final Four, and it was just like, oh, yeah, why wouldn't I have a side of gumbo with every meal?
Yeah, I might have literally took down 15,000 calories on the Tuesday I was there with
So good.
David Chang, and we did Galatoire's and everything else. I mean, that was an insane day of food. I didn't eat for like the next day. I see them at dinner and I'm like, I don't want anything. Like I can't.
There's nothing worse than waking up full.
Oh, couldn't do it. Full
like,
sweats,
you're like,
pouring
what is
sweat.
happening?
Like I've been in a sauna.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Decide between gumbo and jambalaya, so I got to get both at every single meal.
That was the other issue is we had to when we went out in New Orleans the next day, we had to try everything.
Yeah.
So we ordered what was the thing they brought you? The triple was the chop?
Oh yeah, the triple chop. Yeah.
Instead of the
triple
other thing
cut, no double cut, triple cut pork chop.
Ooh.
I mean, this thing like that.
But you don't even ask for it. They're like, oh, Whit, he's a
Whit's
big
here.
guy. Look, and it's just the food just keeps.
Kushan.
Yeah.
Sounds so good. What about you guys are both Cincinnati guys, kind of. You spent time in Cincinnati. Skyline Chili.
Can't do it. Did you ever get into it?
Mm-mm.
Never
That's
into
baby food.
Good job. Yes.
I think
On the
baby
noodles,
food.
on
I
the
think-
spaghetti.
I
like-
I love Cincinnati. It's
gross.
baby food.
it's
gross.
secretly delicious to have once a year.
It's gross.
really?
Yeah, and then you get the
like kind of a closet thing. Like
Yeah, it's a
you're not
clo-
going to
I-
show
no.
anybody you're eating it. You don't want anybody to know about it, but
I-
you just want to try it like one more time.
I was in the closet about
Okay.
enjoying Skyline Chili for
Yeah.
years, and I like it, but you can't have it every day. It's like you do the oyster cracker with the hot sauce.
Yeah.
Do a couple conies, and then you do
I just
the.
think it's embarrassing to call it chili.
it's the most
not-
disgusting
it's not
looking dish in the world.
I'll
And
put
there's
it on a hot dog
Yeah.
though, but I'm not going to do it on the spaghetti.
But that's the thing that is crazy for all these people in Cincinnati who like go to Skyline for lunch.
Yeah.
And go back to their job. They might be the craziest people in the world.
That's worse than the shower thing.
Yeah. Way worse.
yeah, especially
So-
if they're wiping left-handed.
Belly full of chili.
Jeez.
Sitting at your desk.
That's
just
gross.
Weigh you down. All right. Who do you guys have in the Super Bowl? Right now. We're in week 10. We're going to run this.
I'm living a lot less stress on me right now because I actually took the Niners Bengals as my Super Bowl matchup. So the first 6 weeks of the season, I was not a happy camper. Let's say it that way. I was really stressed out. Like, am I going to have to bash my Bengals on air? I don't know. But they finally got it going, and now we're kind of looking like we're headed that direction. I love it. So I'm on the train again. That I still think it's Bengals Niners.
Okay.
And I've had Ravens Niners all year.
He has.
Oh, those are two good
So that's why I
picks.
said we're in a little bit of a battle. Next week, we may not be that friendly. There may be no lunchtime on Thursday
Yeah.
next week. We're on the opposite sides of the Ravens-Bengals matchup.
But we do need to see San Fran get back on track.
We do need that.
They're going to get back on.
What do you think that like Brock Purdy is a perfect fodder for the first take culture of like if they went 5-0, he's elite. We fall for this. We did that.
Yeah.
Like he's top 10 quarterback, loses 3 in a row. It's like, yeah, he sucks. What is he? He's good.
So quick disclaimer, we're from the same hometown, Gilbert, Arizona.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit biased.
Yep.
However, he is good.
Okay.
I mean,
He's a good quarterback.
even in these losses, look, there's been some turnovers, there's been some stuff, but like if you put on the tape and watch the game, I mean, the dude is playing
We're
at
tape
such
guys.
a high. Yeah, you guys are big tape guy. We saw the film room right next
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
simulator and
That's
the
all we do.
hoop, and
Yeah.
you grinding.
all
But,
22.
yeah,
that's what we
he's
do.
just fine.
He is. He's. I think the thing is that I've been in kind of that mode of like, all right, I think the dude's playing great. I'm not ready to call him some top 5, whatever everybody wants to put him on this pedestal. And then they're like mad at the people who said this all along. Like, no, look at all these other things. My deal is he's playing really well. I think offensively, they are also really good. They have a lot of talent and ability. But the thing that it's like to me, it's not, oh, man, he's amazing when they're winning and then he's terrible. I think he's playing solid. He's going to make mistakes. He's played some really good quarterback at times. He's made a couple mistakes last few weeks. But they've also run the ball the worst they've run it all season during these losses. So they've not been that kind of team offensively as a whole. But he's going to wear it all now, right? Like now we're going to be like, oh, it's all him. That's not true. I mean, you look out of Chris McCaffrey's top runs, they're barely over 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
I mean, you take 2 runs away from him in that stretch. So they have not been able to run the football well, and that offense is built on that. So if they get back to doing that, we'll get back to being Brock Purdy's amazing.
Quick
And I
tip.
think it was a Cleveland game where he drove him down at the end of the game. They just missed the field goal.
Yeah. I mean, like literally.
Quick tip. That's a quick way to get out of media. That was way too rational.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, he stinks.
I did this during the trade deadline. I was texting Les Snead about people I think should go. Like, hey, Les, what do you think about this guy? This way he goes, wait, stop. this is the NFL. You're being rational
Yeah.
right now. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Just look at the records, and then if your record is good, then the quarterback is great.
If you throw a pick, you're bad.
I took your advice, by the way. This is from before I even started with the Amazon gig, and you said just hot takes, and if they're not right, it doesn't matter.
No
But
one
if you
cares.
hit them, then
Yeah.
and I
Genius.
said a couple weeks ago that the Chiefs would lose 3 of the next 4.
Oh.
It was great.
Hot
Except
take,
for-
right? They lose to the or they beat the Chargers, but then they lose to Denver, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Feeling
Now we
great.
got Miami and Philly.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nah, it didn't work out.
But that's okay. No one remembers.
Nobody. Well,
No one
I should
cares.
stop bringing it.
Yeah,
up.
you should stop bringing it up, but
Now that's all I'm going to remember from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really botched that Chiefs.
When they beat the Eagles, we're going to just be like, Fitz is a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it too. That's on me.
Yeah, I just bet against his hot takes and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
So
for
one
me.
of us is
I think it's
happy.
been awesome.
Yeah.
No, you can change your opinion. Material change every week.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Perfect.
Like,
So- there's one big question mark in the NFL right now, and that's who's going to get the last seed in the NFC, and it could be anybody. So on record, who do you got? What dog shit team do you think is going to make the playoffs this year?
And so, but you're already saying like we're taking whoever wins the NFC South out of this, correct?
Yes,
Like,
correct.
yeah, okay. I always got to look at it just to make sure that we're not like missing somebody.
Because there's like 4 good teams, 4 or 5 really good teams that you can
Yeah.
believe in.
Well, we had this argument at the beginning of the year when the Rams were playing good to start the season. I was saying that I think they have a chance if they can. I think they're going to win more games than people think. I think they have a chance to make the playoff because I was saying like outside of the top 5 that you want to pick in the NFC, like who the hell do you actually trust in
Nobody.
the NFC? Nobody. So anybody could win it. The problem with them is they have a hellacious schedule. So getting a lot of wins was not going to be a very easy thing for them to do.
I'm gonna say Atlanta.
Okay.
Thought you were
I
going
like
to
Heineke.
Yeah. You like Heineke? I mean, we're
We
a
love
big
Heineke.
Taylor guy. Yeah,
He plays a fun brand of football.
he does. He does.
Oh man, we're saying we think. You know what? I like Atlanta. I think
I already picked Atlanta though.
I know I like Atlanta, but you know I think Washington's going to make a
I
run.
like you.
Well, that's
I
fun.
like you.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
really
good, good
Washington
pick.
making a run.
And now you can steal this take. I'm giving you permission.
Okay,
If
perfect.
if Washington makes the playoffs and they get matched up against the Eagles in the first round, Eagles don't want to play the Commanders.
They don't. Lost to him last
agree
year,
with that.
giving up 31 both.
I
games
agree with
this
that
year.
completely.
Yeah, Commanders
Yeah.
could beat the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs.
And I think Sam Howell's is only getting better.
Yeah.
That's what I truly believe that. So,
Am I okay and truly because I think I've reached the point finally where I can say he is the guy, and we should build around Sam Howell. Is that a fair thing for me to truly believe in my heart, or am I setting myself up for utter disappointment?
I think that just to my point earlier about how you put a team together, I think that you do build around Sam Howell because you're going to need a roster to build around him. And if he ends up not being the guy, you don't lose in having a stacked roster of talent.
Yep.
To be able to, the best way to replace the quarterback is have a bunch of good people for him to play with.
You're okay with the
So,
Chase
let's
Young
go build a
Montez Sweat
roster.
thing?
I kind of have to be.
Yeah.
Because the defense was just atrocious. And in the past, they'd played so well, especially that defensive line had played so well as a unit. Actually, in the years where Chase wasn't on the field, we were really strong.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of a rebuild. Like the defense isn't working. You have to try to get something. I'm glad that Big Cat got him.
Yeah.
That Montez Sweat's going to be
Happy.
there. Because I think he's a better player than Chase Young.
Do you wait till after the game to see what Magic Johnson puts out in order to
Oh,
like
yeah.
formulate your ideas of like how they play?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if we lose, I wait until Magic Johnson says it's tough to win a game in the NFL when you only score 7 points. And then I'm like, good point, Magic. We should try to score more than 7 points.
Yeah.
against the
Breaks it
Giants
down.
this week. Yeah.
He watches.
He doesn't
the
play
film.
around with his opinions after the game. I love
He
it.
does not.
He gives it to you.
He doesn't
straight.
hold
I think
back.
after our game, he just really let him have it.
Yeah.
Did.
It was great.
Yeah, he goes for it. All right, I have one last question. Rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, joggers. Wearing the joggers right now. Everything. Rowback.com. Promo code TAKE. So, Fitz bashed our guy Jared Goff, and he hates Jared Goff. He got caught in that.
Facts.
Have you gotten caught in saying something about someone and having them be like, what the fuck, man? We don't forget.
Well, you know that Jared Goff is like his best friend too.
Well, he's
so-
our best friend.
Yeah. Well, I'm outnumbered here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss you, Jared.
Poor man's. Anyways, Sam Howell is a poor man's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh,
I didn't know
okay.
that.
Well, yeah,
that.
if you
You
look
know
at
what
his
I'm saying?
bank account.
Come on, baby.
Have you had it, though? Have you had it where you said something?
I don't think so. I think that's the only one probably for me that he could come back, but I still would say that the tape looked like it. As I did say, Kayvon Thibodeau earlier this year really needed to pick it up because he was not living up to the hype. And then he's had some good games. Now,
You lit a
I would
fire.
also argue if we went and looked at that tape It was probably a lot of Zach Wilson holding on to the football and running around with it, but he has played better and he is racking up some sacks. So I feel like my take was a little more like I need to see X, Y, and Z out of you if you want to.
That's
keep
good.
living
Fire
to the
him up.
hype, right? So I kind of feel like I can always go back to that. Ryan's, he had a good moment. Jared called him out on set. It was great. It was
Those
awesome.
are the best moments.
And I was in between. 'Cause it's like my buddy, and then it's like Jared, my little brother, and he has this moment where he calls for it. was great. Like
Yeah.
I want to see him do
Both
that.
former teammates. You stuck up for Jared.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't stick up. I cheered on his going after. That was
we did too.
Yeah.
You're smart though to give yourself an out. Like we do that with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are frauds.
yeah.
But if they beat a good team,
Yeah, if they
We're
win
in.
the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
then
we're
they'll
in.
then they'll prove
Right.
to me personally
You just
that
give
they're
yourself
able
an
to
out.
win good playoff games.
to be like, oh yeah, you guys called them frauds. Like, well, yeah, then they beat a good team. Now they're not.
Exactly.
So,
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's easy. To
And
do.
also
gotta
take
start
credit
taking
because
notes.
yes, these
you
are
the
all
one-
tricks of the game. We're vets.
You're the one that basically told Thibodeau like,
Yeah,
you
step
need
it up.
to do this, and he used you as
And
motivation.
now it's like motivation.
so it's
Yeah.
now almost like you're a great player too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Or a
I
great
called
coach.
him out, and he answered the call.
That's right.
Yeah,
Credit
It's like
to
my
you.
pump-up speech to the Bears on Thursday Night Football. Like I picked
What
the
was that?
Commanders
What was
because of
the
how the
pump-up
Bears been
speech?
playing. I gave a speech, about Dick Butkus, and that was the night, and everything
yeah.
that happened. And so I was like, you know what, like let's live life off this guy and how you used to talk about being football players. Let's stop talking about whose fault it is, pointing fingers. Is it Getsy? Is it all these things? Let's just go out and play football.
Yeah.
that's what we do. And they go out and they beat the Commanders.
You're
Now
supposed
I'm
to
an
be in the
idiot because I
media.
bet against them,
You're
but I got
supposed to
fired up
know.
in the moment.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go win. And then I realized, why would I give a pump-up speech? And I didn't even pick that team.
You're
And that
supposed to be
was-
neutral in the media. You're supposed to
fired up.
be a journalist out there, and then you go out and you inspire a team to win. That
Yeah.
sounds fair.
and that was
Sounds like you should be investigated.
that was the best game the Bears played all season. I said it at the time. I don't think it's a sustainable strategy to have a legend die before every game, but
Or to just throw hitches to DJ Moore and then watch him go.
he's so
Great.
good.
Oh my
He's
gosh,
so
he's
good.
back.
Revenge
You know what
games,
Carolina
right?
could use would be crazy.
Yeah,
A DJ Moore type guy.
yeah.
Or
They-
Christian
they-
McCaffrey type.
They have to be smarter than that when they put out the report. They're like, we're looking to add a veteran receiver. It's like, DJ Moore? Like, you can't say that, guys.
Well, they're going to have a high pick in the draft, so they'll be able to get a playmaker.
Yeah, and then the Christian McCaffrey thing worked out.
Yeah.
By the way,
Keep your eye on the Panthers.
So we are going to run this next week, but we are right before the Bears-Panthers game. I think I'm rooting for a tie because that would actually be the best spot as a Bears fan for both draft picks.
Really? You're
Yeah.
not really rooting for a tie, though.
It
You're
wouldn't be
not.
the worst.
Oh, you got to root for ties, especially in bad games. It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen,
we need one-
Well, we were both a part of the Donovan McNabb.
Oh,
I
the
didn't know
best.
you could
I didn't know you
tie.
could
Best.
Played in that
Yeah.
game.
I
Big
love
13-13 tie. That was huge.
I loved that.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, good job.
Proud of you,
Kentucky.
man.
I
Thanks.
feel like the Bengals tie more games than anybody.
Yeah, I tied against the Panthers too when I was.
Almost tied against the Dolphins.
Yeah. They just like to tie.
The Burrow Bowl.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. Always great to have you on. Anytime you're in town, come play on our little golf simulator.
It was more like Lil. Like,
Lil.
you know,
Lil?
it's not
Okay.
little. It's
All right.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Lil Kim.
Yeah.
Sick.
like a rapper name.
Yeah. We're going to now have to.
Young.
He called us out. We're going to have to build an even bigger golf simulator.
Yeah.
You're a little young golf simulator.
Young simulator. I like that.
Yes.
Young Lil.
Yes.
This is a great spot, though, guys.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you like drones? Are you going to Vegas? The whole racing world is going, and our friends over at Duracell are putting on a drone show that's right before the race with over 500 drones illuminating the sky over Las Vegas. Hank, you should have lobbied to try to grab one out of the air.
Snatch that right up.
You would. It's going to be an epic tribute to fans of Williams Racing, featuring the partnerships between Williams and Duracell. So come join Williams Racing and Duracell to illuminate the skies over Vegas with 500 drones in a tribute to Williams Racing fandom Saturday, November 18th, along Las Vegas Boulevard, outside the Encore, Win, and Fashion Show Drive. Visit DuracellMiamiExperience.com/barstool to enter tickets to win to see Williams Racing at next year's Miami race as well.
All right. Fyre Fest. Hank, give it to us.
My Fyre Fest is I got a mutiny going on underneath me that I got to handle.
That's a fact.
My second Fyre Fest is a literal Fyre Fest. And I don't know if this is going to expose me for being, I don't even know, just having bad house
Talk it out.
manners or organization.
Okay.
Okay.
I keep all of my bread in I have like it's not a stove it's a little bit higher up off the ground.
You keep your bread in your stove,
Yes.
like it's a cabinet.
Yep.
Okay.
And the other night I was going to make pizza rolls and I took all the bread out. I thought
All the bread?
to preheat the oven.
Oh.
preheat the oven to 400 degrees, was in the other room. I think I was putting some laundry in, and then I smelt something burning, realized I left a bag with 2 hot dog buns in it, and it was on fire.
So the plastic and everything.
Plastic and everything. It was late.
That
I was
probably
like,
smelled so bad.
it was a late night. Like, I'm kind of hungry. Like, fuck it, I'll make some pizza rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And I was starving, actually. And then I was
Right, you
so
were.
flustered about almost burning my apartment down that I didn't even make the pizza rolls. And yeah, my house smelled for like a day.
Hank, before you turned your oven on, would you describe yourself more as being like Snoop Dogg today or Snoop Dogg for every other day of his life before today?
Every other day before today.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
Pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Did the fire alarm go off?
No.
Oh, that's lucky because
Yeah.
that's the worst.
Yeah,
When you live
it
in a
was
condo
late.
and the fire alarm goes off, ooh,
Yeah, I did that one year on Thanksgiving and in New York.
makes a scene.
Leroy was like pissing himself out in the hallway because he was afraid of the noises. My neighbors came out. I was like, sorry for ruining Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only am I not good at cooking, I can't even cook pizza rolls. So
Damn.
I got to grow up.
Tough luck.
You and Blake Bortles.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should get his recipe. He's figured that out, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. PFT or Fyre Fest.
My Fyre Fest is that the NCAA has rejected the most recent strongly worded letter from James Madison lobbying to be included in the Sun Belt Championship game, as well as potentially a New Year's Six Bowl if they were to go undefeated from this point on. So we're going to write more strongly worded letters. In fact, the Virginia Attorney General has now written a strongly worded letter. So we have no shortage of letters that we are willing to
Your
write.
best letter writers on it.
Yeah, we're going to get rejected like 20 more times.
Love
I
it.
hope you have your rejection stamp ready on you. But that's okay because we've got game day this weekend in Harrisonburg, and I know that people in Corvallis are upset about that. Honestly, Corvallis had a very strong case for this weekend's game, so I do feel bad for Beavers fans. But Harrisonburg is going to be awesome. They had game day back in 2018. It was massive, and I'm going to be the guest picker.
Whoa.
Hey.
So yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to go back to Harrisonburg. It's been a while, actually just over a year since I've been back there, but it's going to be a fun time. Excited to hang out with Corso, hang out with Herbie, put on a mascot head.
Are you gonna? You should steal a mascot head before Corso can do it.
Yeah. What is the mascot for? Oh, the Mount. Is it the Mountaineer, App State?
Oh yeah, they just wear the hat with the gun.
Yeah, they wear the hat. I would love to steal the gun.
Yeah.
Don't you dare, Lee.
Yeah. Okay, my Fyre Fest is I was going to walk Stella down the alley the other day, and there was some 13-year-olds in my alley, and they were like, hey, Big Cat, you want to take a shot? They were shooting basketball. I was like, well, this is bad because they're 13 and they know who I am. That's bad. And then I proceeded to shoot and miss like 10 times in a row because I was shooting one-handed while I had Stella in my other hand, and I deflected, and I was like, what do you guys think about Justin Fields? And then for the next 5 minutes, I had a debate with two 13-year-olds in a Chicago alley about Justin Fields.
Did you win?
No, they agreed with me. Not the guy, but unfortunate how it all went down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like one of those moments. It's like, what am I doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I do this? What am I doing? I'm just literally just missing shot after shot, being like, yeah, he hasn't really had a fair shake, the injury, with two 13-year-olds.
Yeah, well, you got to get your takes off somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it would be a great show, a great sports debate show, if you had a host debating like an 8-year-old.
It would be fun.
And you could include anything like who's better, Spider-Man or Superman.
Yeah.
And get into serious debates with a child.
Yeah, it would be fun. So yeah, just if you see me in an alley talking to a couple 13-year-olds, those are my new best friends. So don't be freaked out about it. Jake, finish us off.
Yeah, so Tuesday night, I was credentialed for the Champions Classic over at the United Center, and I went to the media buffet, and I got red sauce on my shirt. A new button down.
No.
No, Jake.
And I don't know if
Not
it's
the
gonna come
media
out.
buffet.
Yeah, delicious food, great spread.
Club soda.
But I'm nervous about the shirt. We'll see.
Damn, Jake.
Yeah.
You know what? If you spill red wine on your shirt, you know the best way to get it out? Pour white wine on it. True. Pour white wine on
Actually?
it. Yeah.
Is that true?
I did that one time and it worked.
That is true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true
It
to
happened.
me. What is true?
It's a fact.
What is
yeah.
real?
Right, Hank? He's not listening. He's
No, he's
thinking
not.
about Vivo TV.
Yeah.
100%.
No, he's commenting under PMTV. This is pretty good, but Viva TV this week was
100% you were just looking at Vivo TV.
No.
Subscribe to them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody eats.
It sucks because you just shouldn't.
What's Viva TV about today?
There's a lot of stuff.
Hank getting the lottery ball. Imagine if that was the first episode.
That would be great.
All right. Numbers.
17.
8.
18.
I'll go 73.
3.
Oh, 20.
Max.
20.
What do the other boys got?
Chuck said Evan to come in.
10 and 22.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
I like it. 84. 84. 84. What are you looking at, Hank?
Just look at the lottery ball.
Love you guys.